let you know what's up, face to face.
I feel like you were more worried about her finding out about us. Well, you wasn't worried about her when you slept with me. The things that I'm confronting Darian with.
I'm so sorry. I just had to watch it live again. That part of the show always just tickles me because of the way that, you know, he goes, it was spiritual. He felt it. He knew at that moment, whatever he knew, whatever he was going to say after that didn't matter, man. He'd been caught red-handed. She said it didn't matter. When you're out here sleeping with me, you weren't saying those words. He said, And when a brother does, it means he felt that deep in the crevices of his stomach. You know what I'm saying? Where the six-pack should lie, that's where he felt it, deep in the crevices. But hey, guys, if you are new to this channel, this is Little Black Book 91. We talk about relationships here. We talk it oftentimes from a reality TV perspective with a faith twist in there as well. But today we are talking to you guys about a lovely show called Put a Ring on It. I know many of you who are here watch the show, have your own opinions, have your own thoughts, have your own sentiments, about what you're seeing on the screen, okay? But today I've got a lovely panel today to go and have this discussion. We've got a full roster today, you know what I'm saying? We've got your OGs, you know what I mean? You've got your Sugar Rays, you've got your Sean here, you know what I'm saying? I've got Locked and Loaded, you've got Shefford up as well, you know what I'm saying? We've got Recreated by Bree, we've got Old Britannia, I know she don't like it, but she gonna get it. Old Britannia here, HJ Dubs, I got Corey Black too, you know what I'm saying? Listen, if we need to rename him, because like that voice, the depth, like I don't know, is there like a scale? I don't know, does it go off the scale when he speaks? I think it goes off the scale when he speaks, bro, because it's so deep. I don't know if they can even measure that, bro, you know what I'm saying? But we got a whole roster, and hello Drew as well, we appreciate you. Drew's there as well. Oh my god, from Germany to Jamaica. So we've got a whole roster of people today, so it's going to be an interesting conversation. But as always, I'm going to give you a recap, but can I just watch that clip again? I just need to feel that again. That was, and I think someone put it quite beautifully. It said, that's what we do at church. That's why I felt it spiritually. You know, when when the word touches you, it's like, it's gone deep. Or when the food is soulish, you know, when you say, you know, Americans, you have your soul food. You know, when it touches the soul, you go, That is what he did at that moment. I just need to watch it one more time, and then we're gonna kick off the show for you guys. Just one more time, just to see it again. Just one more time. Watch it again.
Like it's only right to let you know what's up, face to face.
I feel like you were more worried about her finding out about us. Well, you wasn't worried about her when you slept with me. The things that I'm confronting Darian with, he can't deny.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. All right, let's get the show going. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you got the minerals, baby. Listen, I am so sorry. That clip, I can't wait to interview him because I need to ask him to do that live for us again. But yeah, let me give you a quick summary of what's happened on this episode. We got to see obviously Jessica and Eric. We more got to see Jessica rather than Eric. We got to see her up close and personal. She discussed some of her guards and her armor emotionally that she's had from childhood. I think we got a little bit more of an understanding about where some of her, her energy for Eric comes from, and why she continues sometimes to have that backbite for him and not believing what he says. So we got a bit more of an understanding of Jessica through Dr. Nicole's conversation. I think it was a really good insight into relationships, how sometimes we have to take responsibility for our own action. And that often is a change, that is a catalyst to change in the whole relationship. So that was really good. We also got to see, I think we saw Eric on a date with Lelana too as well. I want to commend Eric. I don't know if anyone spotted it, but Lelana tries to reach over and grab his hand, and she tries to hold on to it, and he actually pulls his hand away. So, you know, the brother tried. I'm not going to lie to you. Unlike his counterpart, who was happily rubbing her hand on six packs, he actually did try to pull away this time. So, you know, I'm going to give him a little cut there. You know, the brother was trying not to get into a madness. But she did do a few strokes on man's head. You know what I mean? I don't know if she'll... No jokes. So, you know, I don't know. So, you know, she did a little bit of a touch there. So, you know, I'll commend him for that. Yeah, let's give him a little bit of respect there. And he did say... you know, that he understood that some of his conversation has led to, you know, problems in the relationship as well. That was really good. So that we appreciate. And then we had, obviously, as well, we had LaRonda and Sean. Do you know what it is? I don't know. This episode, I got confused by them. Like, the argument they had in the car really confused me. Like, I didn't actually understand where, and maybe because I wasn't paying as much attention as I usually do, but I couldn't understand where LaRonda was trying to get, bruv. I get part of it, but then I got lost. Like, I get it. Okay, he doesn't trust himself, so okay, cool. But then why the continual pressure? Like, if I was on it, I would have passed the test. It's like, yo, darling, we're putting ourselves in entrapments. You know what I mean? Like, darling, like, I don't understand. Why are you trying to throw your boy in the fire? Like, what are you trying to prove? You know what I'm saying? If a man understands that he's weak in this area, why do you want to throw him in the weakness? Like, nobody would ask an alcoholic to go to the pub and cure himself. Nobody asks anybody to do that. I'm just bemused by that. You know what I mean? So I'm a little bit confused. But maybe my panelists can help me today to unravel that and unwrap that, because I don't know what the heck was going on with them in this episode. I couldn't follow them. I didn't know what the argument was about. I didn't know what they were complaining about this episode. So I was paying attention, but I wasn't paying attention. You know, and their arguments always seem to revolve around the car. So whenever they're driving, for some reason, I don't know if that's a special technique where she's rubbing the back of his neck in the car, and then I don't know what it is. Anyway, that was them. And then obviously we got to we got to the point where we also got to see, obviously, Alexis and Smoke. And I'm listen. I don't want to hear any conversation entertaining babies when you haven't even sorted out the first part, bruv. Yeah? If you can't get him to marry you, but you want to entertain a conversation about babies, I'm confused. Darling, you're about to be baby mother number 4. Why would you do that to yourself? Okay? Let's not accept breadcrumbs, okay, when there's a whole loaf of bread there. You understand? Yeah, there's no need. Okay, there's a whole loaf of bread for you. No need to accept breadcrumbs. I didn't get that whole piece there, but that did sound like someone who's just playing around. And then obviously then we got to see the deadly conversation between Kai and obviously Darian, which, you know, you guys have seen. I was laughing there, and someone's quite pointed out, yeah, LaRonda wasn't rubbing his neck in this episode. It's actually true, she wasn't. This actually genuinely was an actual argument. I think the argument from the last week is playing over till now. The whole, because he kept on mentioning about the toxicity. So obviously he's seeing some toxicity. I don't know, but he didn't realize that he's emotional. They said about his emotional energy draining the relationship. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was researching emotional abuse just earlier on because on another video, yeah. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Sean kind of touches a bit of them things there, yeah. Them feeling sick, crying, all that kind of stuff, bruh. It's a part of that emotional abuse when you're trying to twist someone's arm to get them to do what you want to do. So, Sean, you better watch out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But he's improving, so I'm gonna give him that. But like I said, today is not about me. It's not. Today, we gonna have my panelists, okay. And we're gonna have my team come on the stage, you know. So I want you guys to be ready. You know, I have to do my little introductions. You know what I'm saying? Son said he wasn't gonna cry anymore. Exactly. So first and foremost, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna introduce to the stage the beautiful. Do you know what I call her now? I'm not even calling. I've got a nickname for her because the way she sets up, I see her as Storm. You understand? When I see her, I see Storm. I see someone who knows also how to, you know, create a little bit of madness, but, you know, keeps it respectable. You know what I'm saying? So I need to welcome to the stage, first and foremost, recreated by Bree, baby. What you saying? Hey, girl.
Guys. Hey, y'all in the chat. I see y'all. Hey, Kojo. Hey, my panelists. I'm see y'all in a minute.
Yeah, you see in a minute. You the first, baby. You the first. Appreciate you, sis. Much love. All right. We're gonna bring on the next panelist. Listen, all the way from Germany to Jamaica, from Jamaica to Germany, from Germany. In fact, she's just Mrs. International. You understand? Yeah, just Mrs. International, that's what we call her. Do you know what I mean? She's a mediator, but she knows also how to, shake up the tables a little bit. Last few weeks ago, she shook the table. She said, I don't really agree with you guys, and she gave another perspective, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? We like people that come in there and remove the cloth from the table whilst removing the glasses as well while they're on it as well. You know what I mean? Just take the whole thing. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you. Drew, welcome to the stage, baby. What you saying, girl?
Hi, everyone. Hey, Bree, what's up? Hey, Kojo.
Hey, Drew, you
hey,
right,
everyone
yeah?
in the comments, looking out for you.
Good. Are you in Jamaica or in Germany? Which one are you in today?
I can't stand you. In Jamaica.
Just had to make sure, you know what I mean? You might be in Netherlands today, you know what I mean? Who knows? You know what I mean? Miss International. No, I appreciate you, appreciate you. Love and blessings. Appreciate you. All right, cool. Our next person to the stage, baby. Listen, sweet, elegant, you know what I'm saying? Dandy, you know what I'm saying? Keeps it nice and funky, keeps it fresh, you feel me? I know. I like her name as well, you know what I'm saying? I like the name in it. I want to change her name, I want to change it today, you know what I'm saying, to Hadassah, you know what I'm saying? If you know, cuz, you understand? I'm changing it to Hadassah, you know what I'm saying? She's not only sweet with the looks, but sweet with the words as well, you understand? When she talks, it's just lovely and pleasant to the ears, baby. You understand? Welcome to the stage, Essence, baby.
Hi, everybody.
Hey,
hi,
Essence.
Drew. Hi, Bree. Hi, everybody in the chat.
How you doing, man? You right, yeah?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
What was you with the background, isn't it?
Ready for tonight? Yes. Peaceful. I come in peace.
You come in
Yes,
peace?
I come in peace.
We'll see how long that lasts, baby. Appreciate Essence. All right, cool. My next person coming to the stage, let me say it. Oh, Britannia rules the world. I know she don't like it, but I love it. But listen, she conquers empires. You know what I'm saying? That's what she do. You know what I'm saying? When she talks, she conquers continents, conquers nations. You feel me? So welcome to the stage, Brittany. Yes, Brittany, how you doing? You right? Yeah.
Hi. Hey,
I'm loving
Bree.
the red, baby. I'm loving the.
Hey, I appreciate the intro. I'm still not with the name. But
You still with the name? Don't worry, man.
It's you. It's you.
It's working. It's working on. It work on you, innit? You
It's-
know what I'm saying? It's infectious like COVID. Don't worry, it will catch on soon, man. You know what I'm saying? It'll
Oh,
catch
no,
on
nah.
soon. Did you get it? It will catch on. Did you get it? No, you didn't get it. All right, cool. No worries. All right, cool. Moving on, guys. Appreciate it, Brittany. Moving on, guys. My next person, let me tell you, coming to the stage. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I would imitate the voice, but my decibel levels don't go that deep. Okay? Yeah, I think even Barry White don't have nothing on him. You know what I'm saying? The voice. You know what I'm saying? The words, the wisdom. Do you know what? And I like the fact as well. He be like, maybe I kept it too short, but like, no, bruh. He just keeps it short, sweet, succinct. You know what I'm saying? Let me say short, sweet, succinct. You know what I'm saying? So you better welcome to the stage, Corey, baby. What you saying, sir?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Cheese and bread, my God.
Happy to be here.
Bro, you want to say that again? Just say it one more time, bro, for the ladies. You know, they want to hear the voice,
What's
bro.
up? I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here. Great comment. Great comment.
But I'm trying to be like you,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'm trying to be like you. You know, I'm say it from the chest. You know what I'm saying? Be like you, bro. Appreciate you, Corey. Much love. All right. My next person coming to the stage. You know what I'm saying? Listen, look, man. He's a smart brother, intelligent. You know what I'm saying? The beard. Don't get confused by the beard. He's a handsome brother too. You know what I'm saying? But don't get confused by the beard. He's a very, very intelligent, smart. And the way he makes his points, he likes to shake a little bit of a table too, you know. When people like to shake the table, I know Drew likes to shake the table, but, you know, when this person shakes the table, they also remove the table along with it. You know what I'm saying? They don't just take the cloth and the glasses, they remove the table with it. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to the stage. It's J Dubs, baby. What you saying, sir?
What's going on, Kodo? Hey, super panel. Good to see everybody.
What you saying, bro? I'm loving the red as well. Okay. I didn't know we got the memo. I'm appreciating it. Okay? I'm liking it.
Appreciate y'all.
I can tell the conversation's gonna be fire. Appreciate you, bro. All right, cool. Got a few more people to introduce to the stage, baby. Okay, wait. Let me do the intro, baby. Listen, when this person, they like to make sure they put certain ingredients in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? They put a little bit of the onions. They put a little bit of some. I don't know what ingredients. I'm not a good chef. You can tell straight away. I was like onions. I don't know what you put after onions, guys. Oil. What do you put after that? What do you put after that? A bit of black pepper. You know what I mean? Listen. I can season chicken, guys. It's different, all right? It's not the same, all right? But I'm just talking about in general. My seasoning wasn't all that. Do you know what I mean? But I want to welcome to the stage a person who chefs it up, who likes to make sure, you know what I'm saying, she mixes and blends, and keeps it straight, baby. You feel me? I would say no chaser, but UK don't really say them things there. You get me? So welcome to the stage, Chef J, baby. What you saying?
Hey, how y'all doing today? What's good? Y'all know. Y'all gotta
Mineral gang.
in.
Chef J. I can't wait to see what Chef's gonna be chefing up today, blood. It's gonna be peak.
Yeah, we got a pot brewing already.
Damn, okay, girl. I hear you, girl. Season it up. Appreciate you, chef. Okay. All right, my last two people. Listen, I know you lot love these two because when they get together, it's like, I don't know what do you say? What is it, like bread and butter and that? Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like, it's a perfect blend, isn't it? But I want to welcome to the stage. Listen, she holds no punches. Listen, she keeps it straight. You know what I'm saying? She throws heavy words around as well. Okay, she ain't afraid to mix it with the boys. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Listen, if you think you're gonna get away with it, she gonna make sure she don't play no games. Okay, so welcome to the stage, Sugar Ray, baby. Sugar Ray. What you saying?
I love that intro. Oh my God, Kojo. Thank you. Hi, everybody. It's my first time in the chat. Hi, everybody in the chat.
Sugar Ray, I appreciate you, man. It's a blessing to have you as always. From Paris.
Yes, from Brooklyn to Paris. Thank you.
No worries, man. Gangster. We know you from the streets out here. Appreciate you. All right. Let me bring on my last guest. Listen, this is the OG. We always have an OG in our seasons. We have an OG, someone who comes in, you know what I'm saying, and listen, when they talk, everybody be like, oh, okay, I hear what you're saying, you know what I'm saying, do your thing, you know what I mean? But this OG right here, man, he's been taking us by storm, innit? He just says it as it is, really. Do you know what I mean? I love that. He says it as it is. What comes to mind, he does, man. He's got some humor in there. He'll throw it on a cap whenever he needs to as well, to let you know you're capping. You know what I'm saying? He be doing some stuff in the background just to let you know he's hearing you, he's seeing you, but he don't agree with you. And I appreciate that. Do you know what I'm saying? We need people like that. So welcome to the stage, locked and loaded, OG Sean, baby. Sir, you are looking very low on my camera, bro. You need to raise it up. We need to raise you up, sir. That's my guy, because we lost you for a second. Let's raise you up so we can stand on mountains. Yeah. Lovely stuff. We got a full roster today. Oh my gosh, the conversation is going to be juicy. I don't know what's going to happen today, but I think it's going to be beautiful. All right, cool. All right, let me grab some water first. Cool. All right, I'm ready to go. Stay hydrated. All right, cool, guys. So we're going to start off with Eric and Jessica, and then we're going to go on to Sean and Rhonda. In fact, no. I want to go Sean and Rhonda because I don't know. You guys need to help me out because I don't know what's going on there at the moment. So we're going to do Sean and Rhonda, then we're going to go to Eric and Jess, and then we're going to last hit off with the Big Bang, which is obviously talking about Kai, Darin, and Alexia, because there's a lot to discuss on that. So we'll need as much time as we can for that one. All right, cool. Let's start off with Rhonda and Sean, and I want to get everyone's opinions on this because I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know what the argument was this week. I don't know what was going on. So I don't know where to even start. So, I'm going to need someone to volunteer to go first and tell me what they thought about LaRonda and Sean. Don't be scared today. You know what I'm saying? This is you guys' playground. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eeny, meeny. Thank you, Drew. Shake that table while you're there, baby.
I mean, for me, the conversation with Sean and LaRonda in the car, from the main thing that I understood was she's frustrated because she feels like he's not giving the process a full chance. Whereas he feels like, I know myself well enough, because he did say in his confessional, he highlighted that this is his first relationship that he's been totally faithful in. and he doesn't know how to basically have a connection with someone without it being furthered into whether it be a relationship or a sexual relationship. So from where he's standing is, I know myself. I'm doing what I need to do so I don't end up stepping in it. But from her point of view is like, if it were me, I'm passing all these tests and you're just out here cupping out. You're not even, you've decided that you can't pass a test, so you're just not taking the test. And I think that's why she's so frustrated. And that's really what the argument was about.
I get it. Do you agree with her premise? Then
I agree to with her in the sense that it would be nice to know that you have some self-control. Because while it's good to know your limitations, he's making it seem like it's impossible for him to have a connection with someone without it going beyond a certain point. So I think for her, it's important to know that he can do that, because what's going to happen when it's not in a controlled environment like this show? So he's telling me, or he's telling us then, that if he's caught off guard, if he develops a connection with somebody, however it may happen outside of this show, he's basically saying, I'm going to cheat. That's what it's coming across as.
Okay, Drew, I love that. You've opened it up nicely. I love that. Anybody got an opposing view, or they want to add on to that kind of view? Anyone else? Go for it, Essence. Bang on.
Everybody can hear me?
You good?
Okay. I don't know if it's really an opposing view, but I was confused by that. Not just by that conversation that they had in the car, but I was just confused by like Dr. Nicole and LaRonda's opposition, I guess, to the way that Sean is navigating through the process, because I understood where he was saying, like, it goes back to the premise of the show. The premise of the show itself is kind of confusing because here they are, they're trying to work on the relationship and they're dating other people. Sean is saying, I've learned something from this date, and I've decided this is what I'm hearing him say. I've decided I don't no longer want to pursue this. I've learned what I needed to learn. I'm taking that back to my relationship, and I'm going to continue to foster this relationship. So I'm not really sure what Dr. Nicole and LaRonda are necessarily looking for from Sean. I really don't. It's like he's made this self-assessment, and they're trying to tell him how to articulate that assessment. So yeah, maybe my fellow panels can't help me with that, but I was a little confused as well.
Would you feel comfortable if your man said what Sean was saying then? Would you feel comfortable, or is that something that would never really come up in a conversation in a relationship?
I mean, because basically he's saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, y'all, but correct me, he's saying he went on a date with someone, and though he was interested, he feels like, okay, I don't want to pursue this because it could become physical. So I'm going back to my base. I'm going back to my woman. And isn't that what we would all want our men to do? Or do we want our men to be like Darian and not know those boundaries? But we'll get to that. So yeah.
Oh, Essence, thank you very much. Shaking the table. Okay, I hear you. Appreciate it. Okay. Anyone else got a view in terms of this? Maybe a different view, or they agree with the premise of terms of what they're on? Okay, it's Jay's Dubs. Go for it, bro. Do. Oh, I need to unmute you. Sorry,
Yeah,
go for it.
go.
My bad.
So, anyone ever has needed clarification from Dr. Nicole, you can always chime me in. I'm here for it. See, Dr. Nicole has created this show. Explain it, because I too was confused. Dr. Nicole started this show to let you know who you are, who you're with, and which direction you're going into. So normally, yes, this is not a normal process. Who wants to let their partner go out on a date and be tempted and all those things? So what the problem is with LaRonda and Sean, LaRonda feels like he's not, and Dr. Nicole feels like he's not really giving himself to the process. And that's a problem, because they can't operate normally anymore because they don't have a normal relationship. So they have to push the limits or try something different. And in reality, as you see, Sean makes confessionals about telling the truth. He's not being honest about it. And if he would just stand up and say, hey, with this process, I just want LaRonda. I mean, I'll try to step outside of my boundaries, but I want this to work with LaRonda. And that's what he needs to say, but he's not doing that. He's sending like mixed messages and trying to just make yourself look good or like he's growing in the process. He'll say, well, yeah, it's okay. I went on a date, I tried, but he always go, I'm going back to LaRonda. So it's all about LaRonda. And if just Sean, he should be honest with everyone, and it'll go much smoother. So that's why I was confused. Usually when people are confused, there's some kind of lie or deception in there. That's why it's not clear.
I appreciate that, SJ Dubs. I know you always defending Dots in the car here, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I appreciate you, cuz. I appreciate it. Okay, I hear that. Okay. Anyone else got a viewpoint to this? I mean, you know, I kind of get what Dr. Nicole was saying, that he's operating from a place of fear. But I also get it as well, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, you don't want to be, you know, you don't want to be testing your limits. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just me. Maybe because I've lived a very dark life. I don't want to test my limits because I already know, because I will fail. Okay, if I keep testing it, I am going to fall in the panties. Okay, because there's only so much a man like me can take. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm like Sean too. Maybe I'm living in a place of fear too. Maybe I'm not being smart about the way I'm moving. Maybe I need to have more self-control, as they say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Go for it, Brittany.
Okay, so when it comes to Sean, like J Dubs was saying, I do agree with the part that he does need to be honest around everyone else and not in the confessionals. Because I'm like, you should have said that in front of them, and maybe a solution could have been given, or maybe there could have been some more understanding from LaRonda's end and Dr. Nicole's end. But you're not helping yourself by telling the truth when the person that's supposed to help you is not around, right? And also, I agree with Essence side too, but in regards to how LaRonda is feeling, I would want him to go all the way as well with the process. I get you know your limits and boundaries, but let's look at it this way. If they weren't on the show, right? And it's like putting somebody in a box and you know their limits, but they're not being put in those situations a lot, or they're not putting themselves in those situations. And eventually the pot is going to boil over and he probably will cheat. That's why he's so afraid. If you guys get what I'm saying and where I'm going with this, but he needs to give it a full chance. And when he actually gets into that situation, then test yourself, because Sean does need self-control. He may just need to be by himself to learn how to control himself, because you can't rely on LaRonda being there with you as a reason why you're not going to cheat. Yes, we know you're not going to cheat because you love her, which is a great reason. But if you don't have just self-control in general, because it sounds like he just doesn't have it at all because he doesn't trust himself. So it's just like, where is this going to go if you're not going to really process full trust? So I get where LaRonda is coming from, and I also get where he's coming from, but I feel like it's a contradiction in regards to why they're on the show. Like, you're here to get to know yourself, like you said. So if you're going to do that, go all the way. And if something happens, it happens. We're human. But you got to give yourself a try and see what happens when you're actually in that predicament. Because sometimes people surprise themselves. And I feel like if he really goes for it, and he does it for himself and not for LaRonda, because that's where it goes wrong, right? Then he'll be happy and he'll start to feel like, okay, I can trust myself, therefore I can trust LaRonda now, because he likes to project his feelings onto her too and his insecurities. But yeah, that's just how I see it. I'm a little confused by them too as well, but we'll see how things continue to progress.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing. Thank you very much, Brittany. Corey Black, go for it.
All right. My stance on it is he's afraid to upset LaRonda. He has it made. I spoke on this last week. He has it made. She has the looks, the finances, the intelligence. He's not trying to rock that boat. So when he talks about going on these other dates with other women, he does not want to have too much fun to make LaRonda upset with him. So because of that, he's just really, he's saying it's him, but it's not him. He know he hit the jackpot where he can't do much better than LaRonda. So that's what he's not saying, in my opinion.
Appreciate Corey, but appreciate. Ray, Sugar Ray, you're shaking your head. Why are you shaking your head? Go for it.
You know, Sean irritated me because he cried so much, right? So how can we say that he wasn't in the process? How can we say that he's not in the process? He's 10 toes deep in the process. He's vomiting over here. He's boohooing over there. He can't take it, right? So if homeboy doesn't want to go down the dark alley, don't make him go down the dark alley. Like, I don't understand that. When you come out of jail, they put you in a halfway house. They don't send you back to the corner. They don't send you back to the streets. They put you in a halfway house. When you come out of AAA, whatever it is, AAA, they tell you to stay away from AAA or alcoholics, or if you come out of rehabs, it's like, come on. This is the first relationship he's been in where he has been faithful. Do you think he wants to mess this up and you don't think he's in the process? Look, Sean is warming up to me. I like this guy. He is intelligent. He ain't stupid. I agree with Corey. He knows what he has. And he's like, I ain't messing this up. Leave the boy alone. Drew, I hope I did that well in my Jamaican accent. Leave him alone.
Oh, appreciate you, Sugar Ray. Appreciate you. Okay. I'm hearing you. Recreated by Bree. What's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I was a little confused about the scene, but to hear everybody's viewpoints, I agree with everyone. I'm honestly, to be honest, I kind of felt like they were a little bit boring this episode, so I really couldn't even tell you that much about Sean and LaRonda, especially that scene. I kind of just remember Sean's date a little bit, but I'm completely over them. Like, every time I see LaRonda, I kind of get upset because I'm just like, but you want to be with him, you go right ahead. So I really don't even have.
Wait, why are you upset? Let us know into that. Why are you upset? Why?
Because she's settling. And and I'm just going to be honest, all of these couples are settling. They all know deep down inside that they are not meant to be with this person. I just got to keep it real. And even Dr. Nicole said, you know if you want to get married or not. And I don't believe that everybody should get married. So if you know deep down inside you're not ready for that, don't do it. They are all settling. I guess maybe they figure, I can't really find anybody. I don't want to start all over again. And it's just like annoying me, especially with LaRonda and Sean. So I just don't know what to really say about them on this particular episode. I was just annoyed.
Fair enough. I can't rock it. I can't hate on that. I hear you. Thank you very much, Storm. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Chef, we'd like to know what's on the menu for Sean and Ronda, please.
Well, the ball of confusion. It starts, with Dr. Nicole in the session. We going back to day one.
Hold on now. HJ doses. He's getting stressed. He's getting stressed. It's Dr. Nicole.
It's not for his girl. It's for Sean. It's with Sean and stuff. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it out, J Dubs. I got you. It's not with Dr. Nicole. But no, the thing is, you're not applying yourself on these dates. You're saying that you like LaRonda. You're in love with LaRonda. That's where you want to be. Yet from jump, you've been making excuses not to get married. So it's like, I want to agree with Corey. He knows what he has, but it makes no sense. If you know what you have and you don't want to lose it, lock it down, because she wants marriage. So why are you not giving it to her? Now, I understand you may be afraid to go down that dark alley again. You don't want to cheat again, and you've been good in this relationship so far. But the problem is, if you can't trust yourself that much, to be able to just go on a date, have a friendly relationship with a girl. Well, like he says, a woman can be dope without me saying, I want to put my peen in her. Like, that's crazy. Why do you have to go so far? Why do every little sexual innuendo that you make it takes you to a whole nother level? Why every time you say, I want to be able to go on a date with somebody without saying I love you? Why are you so extreme with everything? So you need to go ahead and explore all of that to figure out why it is that you're so on these levels up here. You're working on high levels at all times. You're not balanced anywhere, not emotionally, not like with your security with yourself. So therefore you can't be secure with your girl. Like you have to go through this process to undiscover yourself. That I don't want to say it's not right, but you got to go through this process to discover yourself or whatever and stuff. So it's just like, let the process help you learn who you are, because clearly you don't know who you are enough to trust yourself in these situations.
Some people out here waiting for Denzel. I hear that. But I hear you, Chef. No, that's such a good point. Very, very good point as well. Definitely hearing that. So I actually agree with that. There's some lessons there to learn actually in that point, because, you got to be able to trust yourself, right? So I definitely agree that. Yeah, I think he does put things on 10. So I don't know how he deal. I don't know if we probably need a bit more information in terms of when he says on 10. What is when he's extreme with it? What does that look like? Because does that mean that you can't be around females in general, or does that mean that because we're in a situation where it's unfamiliar territory, right? If you put me on a date, and there's an absolute baddie, I'm going to think about it. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I'm not going to think about it. I don't want that temptation. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't want that temptation. There's no need to put that in front of me. But I actually agree with you that obviously, is it a case of every day when you're now seeing an attractive girl, you have a conversation, you're going to think about wanting to enter? Now, that's the problem. And I hear that. I definitely agree that point there. That's where it's, yeah, that would be scary. You know what I mean? So I hear that, Chef. So I hear both sides of what we're saying. OG, lock and loaded. You wanna jump in?
Sure. So I think a lot of great points added by everyone on the panel. The one thing that I would just mention that Sean mentioned that I thought was interesting is when he was talking to Dr. Nicole, he mentioned the fact that, they were beefing, and that whole part of, him having, I guess, a disagreement with Dr. Nicole around, some previous advice perhaps that she had given, or maybe pushing him to come outside of his comfort zone. But the one thing that he said is that when he mentioned that I think he said he's an overanalyzer or an overthinker, right? So I think that sheds some light into his personality, where he just really looks at things too granularly. And I think that gets in the way of really what his end goal can be. And I think we saw some of this early on when we just saw his early emotional outburst, and just, I don't want to offend the brother, but that more leaning towards the feminine side, right? Being more in his feminine energy about the way that he processes his emotions, the way that he handles things. And I'm not coming for him. I'm just saying we just continue to see example after example of how he is out of emotional control, in the sense of, really being in his masculine, being able to make a decisive decision, being able to say, okay, I want to go in this direction with LaRonda. And you see her leading the relationship, right? And she's constantly setting the bar for where their relationship should go and waiting for him to step up. But I don't think he really ever is, because he never really gives his, where he stands on it. He doesn't say, I'm going to marry her, I want to marry her. There is a target time or date. It's always loose, and he's always talking about his past. And now we hear about how he was a cheater. Okay, so that was your past. What's your go forward? What are your plans with LaRonda? She's a quality woman. Where are we going with this? Or are we just going to be in the spin cycle? So I just don't see him making a definitive decision. He's just going to overthink it, overprocess it, and we're just going to get nowhere.
Good running out. Appreciate it. Good OG. I appreciate you. I want to ask a panelist a question. I'm going to ask the dudes first. It's good we've got some dudes that we can ask a question. All right. I want your real answer now. I want your real answer. Okay. So we can, because we're talking about Sean now and his situation. So I'm going to ask you this question. You find someone super attractive. Can you maintain the friendship? I'm going to ask the fellas this question. You find someone super attractive of the opposite sex. Can you maintain a good friendship, a good level friendship? I want your honesty. Can you maintain a good level of friendship and you find that person super attractive? Okay, I'm gonna go to It's J Dub because he's smiling at me, so I just chose him first. It's J Dubs. If Dr. Nicole wants to be your friend, could you be her friend?
You got to unmute me. Okay, here we go. Well, yes. Well, Dr. Cole, yes, I can. Dr. Cole is my mentor, so I wouldn't have a problem being friends with Dr. Nicole. That's not a problem. But as you say, a baddie or something like that, I don't think that's it's like what Sean say. People need to really start listening. The man, listen. That's funny, Kojo, that you said you don't let an alcoholic go to the bar and see if he's strong enough to do that. I just did my review maybe 20 minutes ago, and that's exactly what I said. You don't test those limits and barriers if we're talking about in a real life situation. You're in a committed relationship with a woman. You don't befriend someone that you're attracted to. I don't believe in that because naturally, men and women are normally attracted. Some men and women can be friends, but if you learn a person, grow with a person, like a person, you start to have some kind of connection. And I don't believe that's a safe space for some people, including myself. No, I absolutely would not do that. That's like Sean. It's just too risky. If you said I'm already attracted to, and now we're learning and sharing and connecting, that's a recipe for disaster.
Thank you very much, It's J Dubs. Appreciate that. Corey Black, same question to you, sir. Could you be friends with someone who you find super attractive?
Absolutely. I'll be real honest with you. I have a lot of female friends that are beautiful. So because they're beautiful, the friendship we have is strictly platonic. It's no conversations leaning one way or the other. It's about the subject matter, and then that's it. So I don't find it very difficult. I can look at someone's attraction, acknowledge it, and move on from it. Just because I think you're attractive does not mean I want you. So that's just me though.
Love that, Corey. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. OG, locked and loaded. Could you do it? Thank you very much, Corey. Appreciate it. Could you do it, OG?
Could I do it? Yes. Do I want to do it? No.
Can you expound that?
Sure.
That's actually my answer as well. I hear you. Go on.
So, listen, do I have female friends as a grown man? Of course I do. Some of those friendships are long standing. I would say I'm not taking any newcomers at this age I am today. And what does that friendship look like, right? We're not talking to each other on the regular. If you're attractive, I'm sorry, our conversations are going to be in passing. I'm going to treat you like a coworker, right? We just going to keep it real surface. I don't need that temptation. I don't want it. And plus, I don't need anything that's going to be a distraction to my outcomes, right? So if I'm looking to be in a relationship, to be married, and you are not interested in me in that capacity and I find you attractive, I don't need a distraction. I don't need an attractive distraction that's going to be there on the sidelines, keeping me from my end goals. So that's my perspective. Do I have the willpower and all that great stuff? Absolutely. But I'm not looking to test myself. I don't need to be tempted. I don't want to be, as the Chris Rock joke goes, right? I don't want to be a D in the jar. Nah, I'm good. If you want me, let's go for it. If you don't, then we can just be passersby.
Appreciate OG. Different viewpoints. I see that. I like the different viewpoints. I'm gonna say, you already know what I'm gonna say, guys. Listen, the friendship thing for me, and I find you super attractive, it's not working for me. I'm not trying to put myself in a position where I can, thank you. And it's a me problem, It's a me problem. If I'm going to be honest with you, it's a me problem. It's not a you problem. You're fine as you are. All right? It's a me problem. I don't want that problem in my life. Okay? So for me, it's not possible. But let's ask the ladies the same question. Maybe we'll have different answers for the ladies than we do for the men. So let's ask the ladies this question. Sugar Ray, you looking at me, so you won't get it first. Okay? Sugar Ray, could you be friends with someone you find super attractive? Oh, I didn't unmute you. Oh, you didn't unmute yourself, sorry.
Did, but it's not strange. Okay. It was stuck for a second.
Stuck.
I'm around fine men all the time, and if I'm attracted, Yeah, nah. I'm not gonna walk down that dark alley. I'm not gonna put myself in that position. And I don't know why you messing with me, Sean, in the chat. I don't know what I'm saying there, but you saying I'm going off the rails because we're on the same page here. I don't know why you messing with me, Sean. But anyway, I would never put myself in that position because yeah, if I'm attracted to a dude and I have a dude at home, I could fall. I could slip. There is a look. I'm not going to sit here and say I would never, ever, ever. I do have no, because I'm grown enough to know that I've made mistakes and I would never, ever, ever put myself in a position to fail in any aspect of life. And I would want my partner to be aware and to understand the same thing. No, I'm not going to go to this dude's house because I know this could potentially happen. No, I'm not going to drink in this circumstance because I know this could potentially happen. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to wear this because I know this could be. See, no way. Everything I do, I'm going to be intentional about it. I'm going to think about it. So I'm not going to put myself in that position to fail. Oh, I think maybe Kojo's stuck. Ah! So who's gonna who's gonna talk with me? Sean, where you at? You gonna mess with me in the chat? You gonna mess with me here? What's up with that?
This is why I said you're off the rails. This is exactly it. No behavior, Ray. No behavior whatsoever. Unruly. You just unruly.
I'm like, why he messing with me? When I do the Sean, I said we on the same page and he messing with me already. Jesus.
Jay is not having it. Jay is like, I don't know her.
we lost our fearless leader. Oh my gosh.
Somebody want to continue?
Yeah, but who wants?
Yeah. I guess go around to the next woman on the panel.
Did Chef Jay say she wanted to say something?
I'm saying Britt off the mic already, but I'll go ahead and go. You know, she over here. Do we continue? No.
Yo, sorry guys. My internet went down. Did anyone speak between the time I left? My bad.
No, we're just now getting it started now.
Okay. Sorry, my internet went crazy. It just went down. My bad.
We had a move from Ray.
Who's next? Sorry, my bad. Apologies about that, guys.
Well, I'm on already, so I'll go ahead and go. I'll put it like this. It depends on the level of the relationship that I'm in or whatnot. If I'm in love with you, it don't matter how fine anybody else is. They not finer than my man. So that's the only person I'm seeing, period, and stuff like that. So I could be friends with you all day, every day and stuff. Until I start seeing my man in a different light. And I mean, literally after we done broke up and I start noticing all the little things that I don't like about a person in that man, that's the only time you're going to start to become fine to me or whatever. In the beginning of the relationship, I might be risking it depending on how far I want to be in this relationship with that person. You know, I could be open to a lot of different things. You know, I might open my dating game up or whatever. But literally, if I'm in a relationship like these people are on this on this platform or whatever, 3-4 years plus years and all this stuff like that, by that time, I got my man. So you can be my friend all day long. You can find me attractive all you want, but conversations are limited. I treat you like a friend. You know, we could talk or whatever. I'm gonna help you with your relationship. You're gonna hear about my relationship on purpose because I don't want you to be confused about anything that's going on or whatever and stuff like that. Meaning you're gonna only hear the good parts about my relationship, how happy I am in my relationship. So yeah, friendships is not a problem.
Okay, if that's take away the relationship, single, could you do it?
Oh, single, sure. I'm fair game, baby.
Wait, you're fair game, so you can't. Wait.
No, I mean, you know, I could be that serious and stuff like this. All serious jokes aside, I'm the type of person. If I value my friendship with you, that's where it's gonna stay because I know if something goes wrong in our relationship, we probably won't be friends no more, and then I'm gonna really miss that part. I value friendships like really high up there and stuff like that. So if I make you a friend, it'll be hard. Trust me, it'll be hard, but you know.
Okay. I hear you, Chef. No problems. All right. Recreated by Bree Storm. Let me know. What's your thoughts? Could you do it?
So as single,
yes.
It depends. If I know you feeling me too, and then I want to start off as friends, yeah, and I'm attracted to you, yeah. But but if I know like it's probably not going to go anywhere, then no, because that's like torturing myself. So there'll just be no point in continuing if I know that it can't lead to us being in a relationship. But if he's feeling me and I'm feeling him, then yeah, definitely we could definitely stay friends.
Okay, okay. Appreciate it, Riri. Okay, okay. Drew, could you do it? Could you be friends with someone you find attractive? Could you do it? Super attractive. Could you do it?
I think so. I think
Go
I
on, Drew.
definitely could, because I feel like I've been in this position before. But here's the thing: you can be physically attracted to someone, but maybe their personality and yours don't mesh well enough for you to be in a relationship with them. As well as maybe you do find them to be a nice person, but in my case, I value what comes from a relationship. That's your companion. You have so much more to lose. Yeah, you find this person attractive, you get together, you hook up, and then what? It doesn't have to materialize. So for me, it's not really worth the risk. So I could be friends with this person. The only thing I would say is, within the confines of a relationship, is I would have some boundaries. So there are certain things I would not allow between our friendship. So maybe if we're going out in a group. Certain things I just wouldn't, because we are human after all. We don't want to we don't want to put ourselves in those positions, but I definitely could. I think so.
So just touch on that's really interesting. So you say you wouldn't go one to one. Why? What's that? You're your friends after all.
I'm an idiot. If I find you attractive and we're by ourselves, and what if me and my man going through like a rough patch? Come on, come on.
All right, let's say let's say you're not with your man. Let's say you're single. Let's say you're single, right?
Well, then yes, we can meet. We can talk in dark corners, all of that, because we're single. Like what? We are very single.
Listen, if you get Drew, I love Drew, man. She just giving it straight. I hear you. Okay, cool. No worries. I rock with that. Thank you, Drew. Appreciate that. Essence, are you there? Are you there, sis? You there? Let us know your thoughts. Could you do it?
Could I do it?
Mm-hmm.
Single? Of
Yeah.
course. Of course. I'm with Drew in the dark corners. What's up? But when I'm actually in a relationship, no. That's just, I wouldn't want to. So yeah, I could. I wouldn't want to though, because I wouldn't want to put myself in that position. Wouldn't want to put them in that position. And I wouldn't want to put my partner in that position of being uncomfortable. Of just feeling like he couldn't trust the situation, maybe. It's really just about the way that you move. No, I wouldn't put myself in that situation, no.
I hear that. Thank you very much, Essence. Appreciate that. Brittany, final one. Could you do it?
For me, I could be single and still have attractive friends, yes. Because number one, I have self-control, and I think about, and I'm not saying nobody else on the panel does, but just
I don't. So
from that perspective, well, as long as you know that, right? But from that perspective, for me, once I put you as a friend, you're a friend, right? Um, once I understand how personalities are, I'll already know if you and I are going to work or not. And plus, I already know you, so it. For me, that's just how it works for me. But in a relationship, I could still be friends with an attractive person. Why? Because I have self awareness. I'm super self aware. Like I never want to give anyone a reason as to maybe something may be going on, especially if things get rocky in a relationship. Because yes, we are human, and there's a possibility I could slip and make a mistake, right? But at the same time, I do know that I have self control and I know where to end it and like cut it off. That's just for me because I've had that before happen. And I was like, I told them I never answered them anymore. I just left it alone. Because if me and my man are going through something and I know that there's some things that another man that is a friend of mine could probably do for me, then I don't want to end up in a place where I'm giving my friend a chance to come in and fill that void for me that my man is not doing for me. Because honestly, things can be fixed. But I never want to allow a door to be open for somebody else to come in and mess things up all the way. Because we've seen it happen plenty of times. You let somebody get way too close, and then it turns out worse than what it probably could have been. So I feel like it's all about self-awareness and self-control. Everybody has their limits and their boundaries. You know what you can and can't do. Period.
Appreciate it, Brittany. Appreciate it. Cool. I see the chat's gone into a conversation, but we're talking about put a ring on it. I just wanted to ask, maybe we can have another conversation another day and talk about this in depth. But I appreciate you guys sharing your thoughts as well. Let's move on to another couple then. Let's talk about Eric and Jess. We got to see a little bit more of Jess and her kind of emotional guard being up, she said about as well. So let's get a little bit of a conversation around them as well. So let me just save this and put this banner up so we got it going. Okay, cool. So let me start from the top and get y'all to give me your thoughts. Okay, recreated by Bree, since you're closest to me. What was your thoughts on Jess and Erica?
With Jess and Erica, I thought it was funny seeing Jessica, but it was like I was saying a few weeks before. Jess, you may feel a certain way, but you just don't let them see you sweat. Like, she shouldn't be like, "Oh, y'all going out on a date? That's cute." Like, like that. But she definitely was making it aware to the woman that, like, he's mine and he's coming back home to me. And, the whole shot glass situation, that was just kind of uncalled for, and it almost made the other lady kind of not respect you even more, because it's like, oh yeah, she's threatened by me. So I just kind of wish she would have just like played it cool. And Eric, he just had me laughing because he just thinks everything is funny. And as far as his date with Leilani, I did peep that, like, he did move his arm away when she was touching him. I do think he is super physically attracted to her. And they did kind of have good conversation, but I feel like he won't take it any step further. I mean, who knows? Maybe we might see it next week if he'll go out on another date with her. But Jess and Eric, I just kind of wish they would stop playing games like this tit for tat, because it's like really getting old. They are too old for that. Trying to make the other one jealous, it's just not cute, especially at their age. And it's not cute actually at any age. Just be secure in your relationship. Don't let the other person see you sweat, and just like have a good time and just enjoy your dates. And then you know what you're coming home to. So just be satisfied with that. So that's my thoughts on them.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Recreated by Bree. Let me go to Drew. Drew, what was your thoughts on Jess, kind of, sharing her background, right? Because I thought it was really interesting. And I don't, let me not start that conversation. Maybe I can start the conversation. Maybe I can start it, but maybe I shouldn't start it. But Jess mentioned about the fact that, when she was younger, she was kind of bullied. She also mentioned skin tone in there and everything as well. And I think sometimes, obviously, I know on this panel, I've spoken to a few people when we've done it weeks upon weeks. We've also talked about how dark skin, when we're younger, some of us have been bullied as well. But sometimes we don't actually get the other side of things. You're light skin, you can also get that bullied from black girls as well. I've seen it myself when I grew up in an all black school. So, what was your kind of thoughts in terms of Jessica kind of like, sharing her thoughts as to why she has this emotional guard up? Do you know what I mean? Like, what was your kind of thoughts in her conversation with Dr. Nicole?
I'm not gonna lie to you. When she said that, I rolled my eyes so hard. I was just like, yeah, whatever, girl, shut up. But then I was just like, you know what? You're absolutely right. It's not only from the side of the dark-skinned female's perspective. So I get what she was saying. However, I do feel like it is an excuse she is leaning on. Yes, that happened when you were in high school, she said. And I understand that logic of, oh, I'm ready to pop off, I'm ready to fight in high school. But now it's years later, we're grown. There must be a better way to deal with or articulate how we are feeling. So my issue from that is when she explained how that has affected her, she also said clearly, like, she does not communicate effectively. So she's aware that she doesn't communicate effectively. So for me, that's something she needs to work on and let go of that. I know it's easier said than done. A habit is a habit, but it's time for Jessica to grow up, in my opinion.
Fair shout. Appreciate it, Drew. Fair shout. Esther, well, Sean, you want to go? Oh, he doesn't want to go. I think he unmuted him by mistake. Essence, yes. Let me get you involved. What was your thoughts to Jess? Like I said, sharing her thoughts about why she got the emotional guard up, and also as well about the fact that she doesn't really tell Eric. This is the second time we've heard this, that she didn't tell Eric how he's making her feel.
Mm-hmm. Well, when she went into how she grew up and getting bullied, that was interesting. I wish I had a little bit more context about that, because I heard her say something about her skin tone and her hair type. I wasn't able to connect that experience with her experience with Eric and why she feels she has to have a guard up with her partner. But that goes back to, I think Corey said last week when you guys were discussing the show, that he maybe felt that she was a late bloomer, and it's not so much her physical, but her mental is late, and still late. And Dr. Nicole asked her about her friends, and when she said, the one or two friends that she has, also, I don't know how she explained it, but it just seems like her friends don't have the emotional intelligence. They have their guard up, so she's surrounding herself with other people who aren't able to sharpen her, it seems like, to advance emotionally. So she's kind of been stagnant for a long time, and it shows in the dates. Every time there's another episode, I feel like Jessica is the main character on the show that is almost formulaic, like wearing the same type of things, saying the same type of things, behaving the same. I don't see anything advanced. And Eric, I do. When Eric goes on dates, it's a different body language. It's a different conversation. The more and more I hear Eric speak, I'm starting to believe that he really does. I don't big conversation about depth a few weeks ago with Eric and what he really wants. And I'm not sure if what he's seeking is more depth as opposed to more compatibility. I think that they're just turning into two different people. They're growing in different directions. At least Eric is to me. So that's what I felt about that. I just think that she just doesn't have the emotional intelligence that she really wants, and she's not able to maybe articulate that.
Appreciate Essence. Good points there about the depth, bringing the depth in from last few weeks as well. Appreciate that. Good points. Appreciate Essence. All right, Brittany, what was your kind of thoughts in regards to Jess and Eric and her conversation with Dr. Cole and stuff?
Well, I'll start with her conversation with Dr. Nicole. It was nice to hear about why she may do things. And I'm not going to invalidate her story. Her story is her story. If that's how she feels, that's how she feels. But there comes a point in life where you have to stop using excuses for why you do things, especially from childhood. But I understand a lot of people don't get the help they need in order to move past it. And a lot of that does have to do with friends and the people you surround yourself around. So if she has friends that are just as guarded as her, the rest of them, they're not sharing feelings with each other. You say you're friends, but I don't know how you're really friends if you can't be open with your friends about how you really feel. So it makes me think about, if somebody said something to her out of her friendship circle, something rude to her, is she going to address it? Probably not. They just going to move on and continue doing their hair and makeup and go on about their day. And that's not even being shady. There are people that are like that. They just truly do not know how to communicate how they feel. And they kind of just brush it under the rug and keep going. And that's not a good thing. But yeah, Jessica, I just feel like at this point, at the age she's at, I feel like she does need to find a way to deal with her issues and why she does things, because it's up to a certain point that excuse is going to run out. It has run out clearly with Eric, because he's clearly getting bored, right? And that is why they're growing in two different directions. I'm not saying Eric is deeper than her, not saying that, but he's clearly looking for something different. And what she has is not enough. And I was saying this a couple weeks back. They're growing in two different directions, just like Essence said. Eric's mind is somewhere else. He's done with football, right? So now he's trying to figure out what's next. And if marriage is on his mind, he needs someone that can be with him through the long haul, support him when things are going bad, but things still do need to be communicated. Someone that's not going to run when things get hard, because Jessica did that. A lot of the things she's doing is not showing him that she can be a good wife to him when they're married. And I know he sees it. He probably can't articulate it, but he sees it and he knows what he wants. But he's not getting it from her. But the problem is he's not saying it to her. And that's where that communication block is at. And I don't know, somehow that needs to be fixed. Once again, through therapy, because I already said the very first episode, they do not need to be together. If you cannot communicate, you don't need to be together. Plus, the way they met is just very shaky. So you really can't get married. Well, you can do what you want. You can get married if you want with that type of foundation. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't really see them staying together. Even if they do stay together once the show is over, I feel like Eric is gonna want more. And his date that he went on, I forget her name, but she seems like more of his speed for where he is in life right now. Like Jessica still be playing the ghetto games. Nobody got time for that. So, you know, you could do a little sophisticated ratchet game sometimes, but you know, people know how to turn it off. But you know, the pettiness is like the tit for tat stuff. You know, it has to stop somewhere. And then the whole shot out of a cup of her, like, come on, sis, that's not cute. And it was screaming insecurity to me when they got up the steps. I mean, I'm not gonna show that if I have another woman coming up that is going on a date with my man. Like, okay, you cute. I'll compliment you and everything like that. Well, I don't get threatened by anybody if I feel secure in who I am and what I have. But clearly Jessica is not. And again, that is something she has to work on. She's insecure. I don't know how else to put it.
It's a good roundup there, actually. Thank you, Brittany. Good points there. Good points. Corey, go for it, man. Talk to me, man.
Okay. To me, I feel that Jessica has to be constantly reassured. And because of that, it's causing problems in her relationship and also her day-to-day life. Like, I agree with the ladies that the friendship dynamic is important, but I'm also interested to understand her family dynamic, because if she has a good relationship, we all need examples, positive examples in the home first. So friends will get you in trouble, but family, they keep you grounded. So I'm really interested to understand what her family dynamic is. I think that her and Eric, I think that they will stay together though. The reason why I say that is because in her eyes, she feels that she can get this reassurance. In my opinion, she gets this reassurance if they get married. What she doesn't want to do is start all the way over, start dating someone all over again, having to get that reassurance all over again, understand it's true love all over again. So that's why she's willing to put up with certain things that Eric does that she doesn't want to put up with anyone else, because she's tired. So I get that. But like I said, I'm just really interested to see or hear about the family dynamic, because that example at home is so important.
I love that point. Love that point, Corey. Thanks, man. Family. Yep. Appreciate that. OG, locked and loaded. Give me your thoughts, man.
So a couple of things that came up with Jess, right? So I hope with this session that she had with Dr. Nicole, we squashed the whole, debunked the whole thing around Eric cheating on her. She clearly stated he has trust issues with her, and she owned it, which is great, right? She said nothing about him cheating on her or any cheating going on in the beginning of their relationship. She spoke to the fact that he has trust issues with her, and that is a big problem in their relationship. So I just want everybody to just kind of start from that point, right? I did like the fact that she took an opportunity to really talk to Dr. Nicole to get some clarity, and we got a lot of insight on her. I think one of the main issues that I see, especially plays out with women like her, they surround themselves with friends that are just like them. So it becomes that echo chamber where you're not getting the feedback that's going to make you better. You're not going to get that insight that's going to give you a level of accountability in your actions. But I do like that she was vulnerable, right? So she was vulnerable enough to admit that communication was an issue. She was vulnerable enough with Dr. Nicole to show and say is that she doesn't express herself when Eric does things, right? So if she's feels like she's being over questioned, she doesn't really tell him that it hurts her. So she admitted to that. So if he doesn't know, how can he adjust? So I just want us to, also see that side of it. Now, what is she going to do with the information is interesting because I don't see her moving any different in these dates. It's always about the Jessica show, and she's always looking to one up somebody, right? When Leilani came to the house, the woman gave her a compliment. She said to Eric, you didn't tell me she was this beautiful, but she had to make that a thing, right? Everything she makes a thing. And this is where J Dubs, me and you and Dr. Nicole, this episode, Dr. Nicole was firing on all cylinders this episode. I gotta give it to you. You must have talked to her. You got into that own chat and you were like, Dr. Nicole, they talking reckless about you in these streets. Firm up. She came through, right? Because she shared with Jessica the fact that you're saying Eric is doing all these things, but here you're doing them. I'm hearing it from you. I'm hearing the defense from you, right? So I think that was very interesting. Now, she's got a lot of information on her hands. What is she going to do with that? I just don't have the confidence in her. I don't see her being able to follow through and really do the work and change her behavior. I think she's still so caught up in her image and everybody, revering her and all her Instagram followers, sending her heart eyes. She's too much into that. And the only way she's going to get the result that she wants is if she does a serious change to the way she conducts her life and the way she manages that relationship with Eric.
Good points there, bro. Good points there. Thank you very much, Sean. Appreciate it, man. And shout out to Dr. Nicole. She was on fire today. I ain't gonna lie to you. She was banging from let's just hit it back, 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 back. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dr. Nicole. You know what I mean? Sugar Ray, talk to me, man.
I've always said this from the beginning about Jessica. I feel for her. Why do I feel for her? Because I feel like it doesn't matter where you are in the spectrum as a Black woman, as a woman of color, you will have some kind of experience that will affect and socialize you in a way that makes you who you are. Jessica, for me, is what she shows me is that there is always going to be something in your life that you are in negotiations with. What does that mean? So, for example, if you're buying a house and you want to negotiate the price, and there's a back and forth. So there's always going to be something in each and every one of our lives where we will be in negotiations with that. No matter how much therapy we have, no matter how much hypnosis we have, we will always be in negotiation with that one issue. And I think for Jessica, her experience as a quote unquote light-skinned, beautiful, certain type of hair, that type of upbringing has affected her so much to her core that this is why she reacts and she responds this way. But what I loved about this episode was Dr. Nicole showed her that Eric is just a mirror of who you are. And if you put the focus on yourself and you try to figure out what you're in negotiations with, what you're constantly pushing and pulling in your life, what you're constantly struggling with, then you'll be able to grow from it, you'll be able to heal from it, and you'll be able to then proceed in your relationship with Eric. So I really like Jessica, and I really like Eric too. And like you said, Coach O, I really appreciated how he handled his date. I really peeped that. I have a lot of respect for him, and him too. He's growing on me too. So I really wish and hope for the best for those two.
Thank you very much, Sugar Ray. I appreciate that. Bars as always. It's Jake Dubes. Give me your thoughts, please. I need to unmute you. My bad. I always forget. Sorry, bro.
Okay, well, shout out to Sean for bigging up Dr. Nicole because she was dropping bars, gems, and jewels and trinkets all through and she, to me, she's always been doing it. It's just that she wasn't making it plain. She was kind of making it complex, but she was just giving it to you straight. But I guess I'm gonna take a different approach with I'm gonna say with Jessica to I thought that at first that she was kind of making her past experience like excuses because I still felt that we found out the root of Eric's distrust for her, and rightfully so. But the great Dr. Nicole told you can't straddle the fence. Either you're going to be in a relationship and move forward, or you're going to get off. You can't straddle. And that's what he's doing. It's almost like she's on a apology campaign without saying. That's why she's enduring the interrogations and kind of staying quiet, but she's really doing the service to the relationship. And I really want to touch on that, like I say, what we call the childhood trauma that people go through. I don't think you can ever discount that because I would say I'm a generalize. All of us are carrying our experiences from childhood, whether positive or negative. We don't all deal with them in the same way. And as positive as these great smart individuals on this panel, a part of who you are is what you saw, what you've experienced, and you kept those things with you. So it isn't just like you woke up one day and you became a smart, great person. It's a part of your experience. So it's to really say that, hey, we're older now, or we should be beyond that. That's almost like saying slavery happened 500 years ago, so it shouldn't matter. Where do you think dark skin and light skin situation came from? It's still going on. It's deeply rooted. It's what we saw. It's what we've experienced. It's what's been passed on, almost like poison. And it continues to affect us. And some people can't get in front of it. Some people can't get beyond it. And we all grow and deal with things at a different rate and level. And to be quite honest, when we speak on especially that big issue with Jessica and Eric, that communication, most people aren't great communicators because they've never seen people communicate effectively. They may think and just talking just doesn't get the job done. We have a culture of also where we didn't have access in the past with therapy or the stigma of it. We have so many things we haven't healed or even dealt with or even approached. So it's hard for us to have healthy relationships for a lot of us, whether that be personal relationships, parenting. It's a big ball of things that need to be unraveled. And I'm gonna say everyone is dealing with things in their past. Some people are just affected in such a great manner. They're dealing with it really negatively.
Appreciate Jay does, man. Good points there about our past traumas and how they affect us even now. So you're right. I definitely agree with that as well. So good points as well. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Chef Jay, do you want to chef it up for us?
Yeah. So first, I want to say, reading some of the comments in the chat or whatnot and stuff, and I'm not sure what's going on, how you guys feel about people being torn down. We're not tearing anybody down. We're trying to open up what your flaws may be and help you fix those for your current relationship or your next relationship. So here, how I'm gonna break this down for you. One, you have to teach people how to treat you. Okay. So with that being said, we're not tearing down Jess. We're highlighting what she says on the show. What her saying on the show, this is Jess right here. She's saying that she went through childhood trauma, meaning that she was bullied. She was talked about. She was picked on. Then you got to think about whatever she went through with relationships, cheated on or whatever and stuff like that. Then you got to think about any other childhood issues she might possibly have with her daddy, her mom, whoever else and stuff like that. All of these things, plus whatever other hurt that just constantly comes around. Now this is Jess. Nothing gets inside to Jess because Jess is well protected. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but also none of Jess comes out. We don't get to see who Jess really is. Everything Jess does is surface because the real Jess is protected inside of here. So until Jess decides to open up her hands like she's supposed to, reach to God like she's supposed to, she can't receive any message, any love, anything, because her hands is tight and full. And that's for anybody else that's up in these comments that's feeling like we tearing her down. No, we're trying to help her. We're trying to help her see where she's going wrong. She wants to be with this man. She loves this man. But as long as she keeps doing like this with this man, it's going to always be like this with this man. She wants to be like this with him. So every time he opens up and she's like this is all that's going on. It's that paper, rock, scissors thing. We're not going to win this way. It's just like in the beginning of it, when he come down the steps and stuff like that, he say one thing, she hears another thing. He goes, sometimes the energy is bad. Oh, so I stress you out. That's not what I said, baby girl. The energy may be bad. It might not be to you. But see, them childhood insecurities keep creeping back out every time. You got to pull them back in. You got to pull them back in. Because this man is not picking on you like that. He deep down loves you. Every confessional he has, he's thinking about you. Even when he's pulling his arm away and he's trying to be in the moment with this date he's on, he has you in the back of his mind. But you are so insecure that you want to keep going tit for tat with him just to one up him to stay in this little tight little bubble so you won't get hurt again. Love may hurt. Being in a relationship, yes, it may hurt. Being married, yes, it will hurt. But if you're not willing to put in the work because you want to stay bottled up and closed up and you want to fight all the time, you're going to get more hurt. Be vulnerable in some states. We as a people have to be vulnerable with each other at times. So sometimes when we tearing people down, it's not just to be tearing people down and stuff like that. We here building them up. This is not that platform. So don't ever confuse that. Anything that these brothers are saying on here about a female is something bad, because at the same time, these are the people that you're trying to be with. These are men that you're trying to be with. So a man is trying to tell you how to be in his eyes. You should appreciate that. And so, like, you know what I'm saying? I know we're supposed to stay on topic on what the show is about and stuff like that, but this is, we here to help each other, one another and stuff like that. And if you don't appreciate the help, you know, hey, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm sorry. I went off a little bit. Sorry, Cujo.
You're good, Chef. You're good, Chef. You're good. Sometimes you have to add a little bit of spice to the convo. You understand?
Yeah.
You're good. You're good. I mean, to be honest, I think you've spoken quite well. I think, you know, this what we've seen with Jess, it's not uncommon, not just with women, but men too. You know, we're looking at people from a behavioral perspective and trying to really analyze them. This is why I love having you guys on the panel, because we're not here to do tea. We're here to break down what behaviors we're seeing, to see how best we can help people grow from those moments. And I think what I appreciate was being able to see Jess talk to Dr. Nicole about where her issues were stemming from, right? Because I think sometimes you know where your problems are coming from, but maybe admitting it out loud kind of brings that realization that actually I'm going through some things, you know, and actually this is why my behavior is the way it is. And you're absolutely right. We don't get a pass. You don't get a pass. You don't get an excuse, but at least now we can start to kind of change some of the behaviors that are going on. And I think for a long time, what was happening is Jess was kind of being reactive rather than proactive. And what I mean by that, in a sense of everything that was happening to her, she was reacting rather than actually taking some time out to think, okay, am I also reacting in the correct manner in these situations? Or am I just reacting through my emotions and how I feel at the time, right? And I think everyone is entitled to their emotions, but how you feel oftentimes dictates what you're going to do. And the feeling comes through I keep saying this to people, like, your emotions are your natural reaction to a stimuli. Fear is a natural thing, but then the feeling that comes after, your decision making that comes after, comes through experience and what knowledge you have, what understanding, what wisdom you have, and that will then guide your next action after that. And I think what's happened with Jess, I think it happens to a lot of us when we are not aware or self-aware of some of the traumas that we've gone through. And so when we're in relationships, when we're being triggered, our natural reaction either is to defend ourselves or to attack. And I think that's what we've seen with Jessica and Eric. And I don't want to just leave it at Jessica, because obviously Eric too, has contributed towards the equation. But we just got to see more of Jessica on this episode. And he himself admitted later on that, some of the ways he's been addressing her has been, not helping the situation. Right. And so this is really great, because now we know that both parties potentially are looking at it from a different perspective, and there is an opportunity for growth here. That if we can go, whether he wants to grow with her or not, I'm not sure. But what we are going to see is both people beginning to grow once they acknowledge some of their shortcomings as well. So, it is not to say that you get a pass for having childhood trauma, but we do have to utilize that information to explain why you're behaving the way you're behaving. I'll end on this. I always say this: when someone commits a crime, we can understand your background and understand what trauma you've gone through, but you can still go to jail. The consequences are still going to be there, but at least we can begin to have some empathy to why you're doing what you're doing, and then hopefully if you get understanding, you can change your behavior for the future going forward. So some good stuff there. Love what everyone's saying. Love everyone's points as well. It's been really cool. I like the way that we've kind of addressed that as well. So yeah, let's move on to the last couple. We have the exciting Darian, Kai. In fact, there's a triplet now: Darian, Kai, and also Alexia. Okay, there was a lot that happened. Before we even got to the Kai and Darian situation, we had a whole conversation with Alexia and Smoke, where they spoke about even potentially having a baby and stuff. So love to get you guys' thoughts on the Darian and Alexa situation first before we go to Kai. So who wants to take a shot in the dark first, eh? Who wants to fire them arrows? Who wants to set us off and strip the table bare? Who wants to shake it? Brittany, go for it.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go from the same perspective I had from the first episode in the second one. Alexia needs to find her self-worth and understand her value. I'm not saying, because we had a conversation about this earlier, I'm not saying she's, trying to play the victim, because she's definitely not. I'm sorry that she is trying to be a victim, but I don't know what else how else can you analyze a person who continues to keep themselves in a situation that is to their detriment, right? Because people they have to figure things out for themselves. I said before, I was her at one point. I'm sure many other women were too, and it may look different for each person, but when it comes to being in a situation for so long, you do end up getting conditioned to stay there, right? And then on top of that, if you did not grow up understanding your value, right, and it wasn't taught to you, and even if it was taught to you, and you go out in the world and you listen to what you hear and see, which counteracts what's being told to you, it's a choice that you make. So she has to be accountable for the fact that she's keeping herself there, right? But the only way this is gonna, I guess, work out in her favor is if she walks away. But the only way she can walk away is if she starts to realize who she is and how valuable she is, and that she deserves better, right? Because I know I would have been going after, knowing he had a baby, even if we were on a break, because you would assume that there was a conversation had if they're separated from each other, right? Even if they are far away. Usually, sometimes that's what happens. People have a conversation about what the conditions are going to be until we're actually able to be right next to each other. But yeah, with Alexia, it's a bunch of different things in the pot that contribute to why she has not left yet. And a lot of women can speak to why she's still there. And everyone's going to say the same things in terms of why. They're all going to be a little different. But Alexia has to come to a point where she recognizes that she needs to leave. She has to get tired of it. Everybody gets tired at a different point in their life. Some people it take them 40 years. Why, I do not know. But actually, it's part of the conditioning, right? If you're used to something and you're comfortable with it, you end up staying in it sometimes. And then on top of that, who's around her to explain some of this stuff to her? And even with that, she's so closed off to listening to what other people have to say, she's not going to listen to it. Right? So, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a lost cause, but this is her decision to make. We can keep sitting here saying, she needs to leave, she needs to walk away, but it's never that easy when you love somebody like that. You've given somebody a lot of your time and you gave up on a lot of things just to keep them in your life. So that's why I kept saying I will give her grace, because it takes time to get out of a mindset like that you've been in for so long. And then once she does leave, she then has to make the decision to actually do the self-work. Because if she doesn't, she's going to continue to end up being with the same kind of men, and it's going to be a cycle. So at some point, I pray she gets tired of it. Because sometimes some people don't. They just end up being in the same type of situation over and over and over again and just take it. And a lot of the times it's because maybe they don't have somebody to explain it in a way that they can pick up on it and understand it. So it sometimes it takes a certain person to be in your life to really get through to you. And it may really have to be someone who she truly does trust and can really get into her mind and get her to understand what is going on. And plus she needs to take herself out of the situation, like take her emotions out of it and look at it from the outside looking in and look at the pros and the cons of being with him. But she's not even at that point. So I feel like the wheels are kind of turning in her mind right now, but I feel like she's confused right now. And when you're in confusion, that's when you really start to think. So now the question is, which way is she going to go?
A reading like none other. Oh, Britannia rules the world. We appreciate that. All right, I appreciate you, Brittany. Thank you. Recreated by Brie. What was your thoughts, man? What was your thoughts?
Okay, so the scene where they were discussing, he was talking about having a baby. I just thought that Darian was putting on. I really don't believe he wants a child. I just think he's trying to smooth out his wrongs for what he did. So I guess it's kind of a way to appease her in a way. Like, if I say I want a little bit of a family, she'll kind of stay around. So let me just throw the baby thing out there. That's kind of what I believe with Darian, because he knows what he did was wrong. And I believe that Alexia, she didn't really say anything about it. She was like, a baby, like, what about marriage and stuff? But I feel like she would kind of go along with it. Like, okay, I'll have a baby and maybe we'll get married right after that. And so it's like Alexia doesn't really see. I just think Alexia is such a great woman, and it's just really sad to see how, she's being embarrassed on national TV by Darian and how he just has no respect. He doesn't even respect himself. So I can't really excuse him for like respecting others when he doesn't for himself. Are we talking about Kai in like a next question, or should I like stop? Oh, I can keep going. Okay.
It's the next question. I'll ask it for the next question.
Oh, okay. I'll wait. Okay. Yeah, that's my thought on that scene.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much, Bree. Thank you. Let me go to it. Locked and loaded. You said you're ready to go and you've got the bullets in the chamber, so go for it.
I am definitely ready. So what I would say in reference to Alexia and what I think about when I've seen her over the last, 6 or 7 episodes, she's like the wife that goes to counseling with her husband, but is looking for the counselor to fix him, right? And ignoring the signs about her. And listen, don't get me wrong. There's a lot to fix and a lot of problems to unpack with Darian or Smoke, right? There's a lot of issues there, right? But what she's missing is how she landed in that situation. And not for 14 months, not for 14 weeks, but for 14 years. And there is a level of accountability. I don't care how many of those years were off, on, out, in, whatever. You were entangled with that particular person for 14 years. And I don't care if you were in Germany, Africa, Afghanistan, you were still in a situation with that person, and you still stay in a relationship with that person with 3 kids, 2 baby mamas. When do you start doing the math and assessing, why am I here? Because you know that old Bible saying, right? We gotta pull the splint out of our own eye, right? Before you start looking at somebody else's. And I think and every time I've heard her, whether it's on an IG live, whether it's in her sessions with Dr. Nicole, it's always about the things that Darian needs to do. And I would agree with her. There are some things that he needs to improve. But what are you doing? What are you owning? How are you getting better outcomes? And by the way, why do you want to be married to this person? What has he done to show you that he's going to be a good husband? He's actually doing you a favor by not marrying you. Do you see that? How many signs has he given you to show you that he is not marriage worthy, that he is not going to be a partner that you want to be entangled with, but you still keep setting a bar and putting out these things that you expect him to do? When what is he going to do different than be himself? So she keeps saying, and even in their last little moment where she was like, I'm feeling a little better, or, things are starting to go well. What? 2 weeks? 2 weeks of him saying things? But what has he shown you for the last however many years? He's shown you someone that's untrustworthy. You don't know where he is. You're debating about a condo being sold or not. You there is no communication when he's not in your presence, right? So is this somebody you want to really be with? Are you really thinking about this clearly? That's my point. I want her to take the athletic advice, right? When you lose a game, you go back and you revisit that game, right? As an athlete, you lose that game, you go back and you rewatch the footage. Rewatch the footage of your life and see how that game went wrong, how the outcomes went wrong, and you adjust for the next one. That would be my feedback for Alexia.
I mean, he weren't lying. He said he came locked and loaded, heavy. Man brought out the goons. Okay, Sean. I'm hearing you. Sugar Ray, what you rubbing the chin for? My chin. Talk to me.
She talks about how she started with Darian when she was in college. I think, coming from the world of basketball myself, it's a very masculine sport. Yes, you have a lot of male friends, male counterparts, but it's very competitive. It's very masculine. It's very ha. And I think Darian, from a young age for her, was someone that made her feel feminine, was someone that made her feel soft, was someone that made her feel loved. And I think the reason why they were together for 14 years on and off is because this is a great example of how how Darian is her negotiation, right? She can't seem to just walk away from it. She can't seem to just leave it alone. It's this constant back and forth, and how does, and what do you think? And like when she was on the live with Kwame Brown, she kept asking him, well, what would you think? And how would you do this? And how would you do that? And I found it just really interesting because I think she does know. I think she knows in the depth of her core that he's not good for her, but she just doesn't know how to walk away from it. And I feel for her. She creates her experiences. She's the beginning and the end of it all. And unless she really comes to see, this is how it is. It's like when you're playing Pac-Man, you start at level 101. Right? And when you start at level 101, you don't realize by the time you get to level 106, that level 101 was so easy. You see what I'm saying? And maybe because she doesn't have a lot of experience because she started with Darren at such a young age, she doesn't understand that Darren is like a low-level player, right? He's a low-level dude. And because she doesn't have that experience like someone like a Kai, she's playing at this level, at level 101. She can't even move to level 2. She can't even move to level 3. But if she were to release herself and walk away totally from the game, right, and play another game, she may be like, okay. So maybe I just needed to move to the next level or move away. And this is what Dr. Nicole was saying when she was talking to Darian, was eventually she's going to want to get off that loop wheel. She's going to want to get off that level. She's going to want to move and exit to the left, right? So we have to understand, I think, and like Britt was saying, giving her some grace, because she started at a young age. He's all she knows, and I feel for her. I just hope she gets her wits and she moves on from this guy.
Sugar Ray, appreciate that, man. Bars. I'm hearing you. Thank you very much, Sugar Ray. Okay. I'm hearing this. Chef Jay, talk to me, man. What we chefing up in the kitchen right now for Dara and Alexia? What we chefing up right now?
Well, Jesus. Okay. So, I be want to give Alexia grace. I've been giving her grace all this time or whatnot and stuff like that, but it's not my grace. And I'm going to say this only because outside of this show, on lives and all this stuff, you're constantly defending this man and his character, which he's showing you on this show and stuff like that. He's showing you who he truly is on this show. So for the fact that you're seeing all of this and you're still by his side, just like, it's not him, it's everybody else, all this stuff like that, like, you're just as bad as he is. There's no accountability on your part, just like it's none on his part or whatnot. You just fell into this 14-year relationship. Just somehow you just fell into it and you've been here all these 14 years or whatnot. And we're going to take away the first 10 years. The last 4 years you've been living here in the States with this man. How are you guys not having these conversations that you don't even know the relationship of his grandparents, the people that raised him? Like, I don't get it. Like, how is this even possible? You don't even know that though they were together, they had a toxic relationship. So now all of a sudden you want to be married out of the blue? Part of your reason for coming back is to start a whole foundation and be with this man seriously. So why aren't you having these serious conversations with this man at any point prior to now? So you'll sit there and say, 1 minute you're sitting there saying, I've never talked to him and we never had these conversations. And then another, in a live, you're talking about, we talked about this before or whatever. We talked about relationships before. We talked about marriage before. I'm so confused. Are you playing us? You playing yourself? You trying to play Darian, but he's playing you all day long. He playing you better than a game of basketball than you play. So I don't even understand at this point. Like, it's like mind boggling with you. Like, I'm trying to be on your side. I'm trying to be here for you. I was there for you with the baby mama situation because I've been there before and stuff like that. So I kind of understood where you were going with it and stuff. But like, after the second one, real talk, you're not reliable. Because every time we break up, you're off somewhere else. So I couldn't stay with you. I wouldn't give you the time of day. And then on the behaviors that you're showing on the show, like, I'm going to go to Darian right now. The behaviors that you're showing on the show right now, I called it before, and I'm glad he said it, that Dr. Nicole is bringing it out of him. He's being narcissistic. He has those characteristics that he's displaying. Now, I'm not saying he's so far gone that he can't be helped, and I'm not clinically diagnosing him because that's not my position. But him himself has even noticed how he is just all about self, all about my time, all of this stuff like that. Dr. Nicole is telling you how this woman can up and make the decision if she wants to leave because you're not giving her a ring at the end of the process. It's okay. And you're going to sit here and talk about, well, this is just not her 14 years. This is my 14 years. Like, are you serious? You strung her along for 14 years because you were comfortable with her just being there. So now that she's no longer comfortable, that's not your decision to make for her anymore. So you got to move. You got to move if she moves. If she decide, okay, you don't want to man up and make these decisions, this is what's going to happen. So be it. You should have man up when you were supposed to man up. You can't be having this girl on the sideline all day long talking about she's your star player, but you're not playing her. Like, When is she gonna get her court time or whatever? When she gonna get her time to shine? You don't let the baby mama shine. You don't let the side chick shine. You don't let everybody else. You let your homies that want to be at the condo all day shine or whatever and stuff. And yes, I'm with Eric in that moment too. Keep the condo because you're going to need a place to go. Again, I said it last week. I'm going to say it again. You're going to need a place to go because this BS with you, sir. I don't even know how she lasted this long not to see this from you. And I get it. When you're all in love, you just want to see the good in a person and all this stuff like that. And I got you on that. You know what I'm saying? I've been in a relationship with that type of person. And for that long, 2-3 years or whatever it was, I was seeing the good in that person. But at some point, those little tendencies come out and stuff like that. And you see them for who they are and stuff. Like, you just need to take their word for what it is and stuff and just move on with yourself. Be loving yourself. Be happy with yourself. I want to agree with you, Ray. This may be what all she know, but it's not. She's been in other relationships before. She's been with other people before or whatnot. She just wanted to be settled, like in this toxicity. I don't know why. If you never had a problem with like your family members getting divorced and all that, as you say, you never seen that, but you haven't had a conversation with this man to see what he's experienced and he's seen and all this stuff like that, to see if y'all even on the same playing field. It's like crazy. I don't like this whole situation is just like chaos to me. And I don't even know how it lasted like this long. Like, hell, at this point, just be married, like just stay together, be married, live in y'all happy little crazy bubble and stuff like that. Like, y'all both play each other and do whatever it is that y'all want to do, because y'all acting just like his grandparents at this point, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are just hurting each other, or he's hurting you and stuff. Oh, and don't let me forget this baby idea. This brother had the nerves to say the baby would keep them locked in. How, Sway? You wasn't even locked in with your other baby mama. So how the baby gonna keep you locked in with her? You just want to keep Alexia around so you can keep having access to her. So you probably have with your other baby mamas or whatnot. So it's like, you make no sense. You don't want to be married. You don't have a fair commitment because you say you don't have a fair, you don't have a fair marriage or whatever and stuff like that. You can't possibly have a fair commitment because you want to give somebody a baby. So that's a commitment or whatnot. So like, what is your goal? What is your end goal? I don't even understand this man. Like, he makes absolutely no sense at the end of the day. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you want to give me a baby, but you don't want to give me a marriage, like the marriage. You don't want to be a in-home daddy. That's basically what you're saying. Because you're going to cheat. You get rid of the condo, but that doesn't stop you from cheating. It doesn't stop you from finding somewhere else to sleep around and stuff like that. So it's just like, you're totally like a mess. Please go help yourself. Like, leave a girl alone. Let her help be herself. Like, you're crazy, bro.
Thank you very much, Chef Jay. Thank you very much. It's J Dubs. Talk to us, sir. Dr. Nicole came riding through. Oh, is he there? Is he frozen? Oh, yeah, you're there. It's J Dubs. Talk to us, bro.
We got the.
Unmute, my bad.
I think Darian is making perfect sense. He's a master manipulator. He has perfected in learning what makes Alexia work. He pushes her buttons. He plays with her mind, and he has her down pat. He has a mind, body, and soul. So that's his puppet. So he's gonna take her and drag her as long as she allows it. And only when you had enough. And apparently she has not had enough. And yes, because he outwardly demonstrates that marriage should be the last thing on anybody's mind. So when they're talking about marriage, and of course in his confessional, he says he will marry Alexia, just for her to keep her happy. It's not something that he wants, but just to keep the peace. And that's like the absolute opposite of marriage. Marriage is a commitment that you give to someone else. You're not doing them a favor. This is a personal commitment that you're choosing to do. And it makes sense that he wants a baby. He wants to, again, sell it to her because she wants a family. Her time's running out. And He wants to lock her down, keep her in his life. It's not a commitment for him. She's gonna be taking care of the baby, and he's gonna be at the new studio satellite somewhere else while she's caring for the baby and putting her on the baby on list and keeping them in rotation. So, it's just a cycle, and he can't understand because again, he's only looking from his viewpoint. Why you telling the great Dr. Nicole why we just can't stay on this cycle and work on what we got going on, as if 14 years on off isn't a ridiculous amount of time to know if we want to make a commitment or not. And again, we definitely have to look at Alexia. What's missing here? What does he have to say? What does he have to do to show you that marriage shouldn't even be in the conversation? Like I said, what else can we say? Because if she hasn't gotten it by now, 3 days later, and quitting her passion, her profession for him, and still not getting anything in return, I don't know what would it take for her to walk away.
Appreciate it, Shay Dubs. Appreciate it. Good points. Yep. I don't know what it would take to get her to walk away. Good points. Good points. I'm hearing you. Drew, talk to me.
Sorry, I didn't unmute. I'm gonna get real serious for this one because it's serious. So I think a lot of times we use words and we don't actually take into consideration what they actually mean. So just off the top of my head, I can say that the quick and easiest definition I can think of for trauma is a deep emotional wound. Now, stress that naturally results from threatening traumatic events can develop to become toxic. And then toxic stress can lead to changes in your behavior, changes to your emotional health, and changes to your cognitive capacity. And at this point, I have no choice but to believe that after suffering 14 years of emotional trauma, that Alexia is no longer able to utilize her cognitive capacity. Because this is absolute madness. What is happening here? From their conversation on the actual couch, you can see that their vision of what they want marriage to be don't even align. And once they started talking, I even thought of, I don't know if y'all remember the episode of Martin where Gina wanted to get married and Martin did not want to get married, and he eventually did this proposal and he got down on one knee and he was real like, all right, here you go, you want to be married, here you go. And she was so pissed because she was just like, oh, thanks for ruining something I've looked forward to for my entire life. So when he started in his confessional and his response was like, well, she wants to get married, so I'm going to get married. Is there no clearer way to say, I don't want to be married? I will only do this because you're essentially forcing me. You're twisting my arm. What kind of proposal is that? Who wants to be married to someone who that's the way they want to be married to you? Listen, it's a no for me. 3 kids outside, and listen, these are what we know about, because if after 4 dates he was so nonchalant to go ahead and cheat, I'm pretty sure it's not just 3 or 2 women for the 14 years. Let's be real. If in 4 dates he was unable to control himself and then they want to bring kids in it, I am absolutely tired. If it's one thing about my community, I love my Black people, but it has become so normalized now to pass down generational trauma. You people are mad and you want to pass on that madness to someone? Like, that's absolutely insane. I think these 2 need to cut their losses. Everyone has already exhausted Alexia and her insecurities, so I don't need to go over that. At this point, I think she's a glorified homeboy. They're just chilling. She's just there as a companion at this point, because he knows he can go sleep with whoever and come back and dubs the homeboy because you're here. You're not going anywhere. It's been 14 years. At this point, I'm not going to advise her to leave. Oh yeah, stay right there. Don't leave. Stay. But they need to just, they're both mad.
I hear you very much, Drew. I hear you. Essence, talk to me, man.
I don't know what is left to be said about this. Can everybody hear me, or am I breaking up? Let me know. Kojo. Okay. I honestly don't know what is left to be said. The OG panelist Janae had a card that said, "I'm tired," and I'm tired because I don't know what else. What else can we say about it? I mean, Alexia. One thing I know is that I can have empathy for Alexia, and I do have empathy for Alexia, but that does not negate that she is not a victim at all. She's playing us. She thought that she was playing us, and she thought that she was playing Dr. Nicole, but Dr. Nicole has her number. Because what's happening is that when you're in a relationship for so long and you're doing the whole back and forth thing, a lot of times your friends and your family that you talk to about your relationship, they don't want to hear it anymore because they know you're just going to go back. So they don't have that lending ear anymore. But with us, we're brand new ears. And so is Dr. Nicole. And so she's beginning this narrative all over again that she's the damsel in distress. She's the victim. And look what he's doing. And look what he's doing. But you're still here. After 14 years, you're still here. And I don't want to hear it anymore. She knows exactly what she's doing. Because being a damsel in distress is more appealing to her than moving on and possibly failing in another relationship. And to me, it's sad. And if I have empathy for anything about her, I have empathy about that, because it's sad when you don't have the ability to just move on because you're scared of failure. That's life. It can happen. You can be in another relationship, Alexia, and it may not work. It may not work again, but you have to have courage to love, and love again. So that's really all that I have for Alexia. I think Alexia thinks this is a game, and it's not, because time is invaluable. And those 14 years, you don't get them back. This is not a game. This is your life. And Darian is a prize that nobody wants to win. And that's what she has.
I appreciate Essence. You said you tired, but you came up with some bars. We appreciate you still. Okay, I appreciate it. All right. Recreated by Brie. I think you're the last person. Are you the last person? Oh, I haven't asked you. No, everyone's spoken, isn't it? Everyone's spoken. I've come around the whole team basically now. So now I'm going to ask the question. So now we're going to go to the main meat of the show. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to the Dara and the Kai situation. But what I want to say is I love what you guys have added to the conversation, because I think, and I partly hope that some of the responses that Alexia has given is because she's under contract. Yeah. And because you keep saying, obviously, if he cheated. Me personally, I don't know why she has to say if, because the preview shows her saying he cheated. So I don't understand why the contract says if, because at that point you said on the next episode preview he cheated. So I'm sure we can talk about it. But hey ho, it may be the contract. I don't know. But I do feel empathy for her, and I think Essence kind of summed up quite correctly, and Drew spoke about it too. I just think we have empathy, but at a point in time we're gonna have to take accountability. I think that's what everyone's kind of been saying. You're gonna have to take some accountability for the fact that we're in this situation now, going on 14 years. It's not even just that, we've actually had breaks. So it's not even like you've been doing 14 years straight. You've had breaks, so you've had time to actually pause. Go elsewhere, do other things, see other people, date other people, get to know other people, have different opinions, and you still came back to square one. At that point, we do have to definitely be asking, and I think Drew kind of really summed this up. You stuck in a haze. You are stuck in a complex that you can't get out of. And I think that's probably what Dr. Nicole is probably seeing and trying to address with her, because it's a very difficult thing trying to get somebody out of we said the same thing about Paige, right? It's difficult to get people out of these abusive mindsets, right? Because when they get stuck in that place, you have to relearn. It's a whole different type of environment you have to put yourself into, a different whole lot of set of knowledge and understanding you have to come into to come out of that situation. So yeah, I mean, it's tough. Alexa, please, man. We don't want to see you next episode going back to him after he's begging for you to come back. We shouldn't see you come back here. You understand? By the end of the show, Alexia, we should have a happy ever after story, like one of them black movies that you guys love in America, where at the end, when they sing that song, yes, I'm hopeful, yes, I am hopeful, and then this is a little true story. This person's no longer here anymore. That's what we need to see, right? Alexia has moved on and found another man. That's what we need to see. I don't need to see Alexia still with Darian and still messing around 10 years later. We don't want to see that, right? So hopefully, you know, she would have learned by the end of this process that she shouldn't still be there, no matter what he promises to do, and let him have the condo. Out of this condo, let him have the condo. She pressured him again today, this episode as well, about the condo. So let him have the condo. Like you said, he needs somewhere to go to when he's kicked out. Okay. Otherwise, the next thing will be he hasn't got somewhere to stay. So now you got to stay in the house with him. Oh, that he's going to continue the madness. He's going to keep in the same place. So yeah, anyway, let me move on. So the last part is we're talking about Darian and Kai. Okay, we're talking about Darian and Kai.
Kojo's
Did
frozen
you lose
again.
Kojo?
He's frozen.
Kojo, yeah? I think he's frozen.
Yeah, his internet
Oh,
probably
I
dropped.
thought it was awkward silence. The dramatic.
Sorry. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I don't know if owners trying to get me back or what they're feeling. Listen, leave me alone, guys. Leave me alone. All right.
I thought you was doing a dramatic effect along.
No, I got frozen, bro. They're trying to take me out all over again. But yeah, Darwin and Kai, let's talk about them. If it freezes, just continue the conversation without me. But Darwin and Kai, let me get the conversation flow of you guys. Who is to blame here? Let me start with that first question, and we can talk about anything else. Who is to blame? Is it Darian? Is it Kai? Who is to blame for the position they're in right now? Was he dropping sweet bars, or was she doing too much? Oh, Brittany, you want to go first? Go for it.
I'm gonna say mostly it's Darian, but Kai has a responsibility to her own feelings as well, and knowing how to play a role. Cause she know what you signed up for a show, sis. But on top of that, Darian, we all saw from the beginning, he gave her too much rope. He gave her too much access to their relationship. I know this man was spilling the beans about everything that was going on in their relationship. That's the only reason why Kai was able to speak on so much in regards to Alexia, which is very rude, if I might add. I mean, we already went there before. But yeah, Darian is the one to blame. Darian knows what he's doing. He's playing both of these women. He's been playing with Alexia for 14 years. Now he's doing the same thing with Kai. I'm sure he's done it with plenty of other women that he may have cheated on with while he was with Alexia, because we all know he's been cheating on her for mad long. We could put a point in that right there. But yeah, Darian is very careless. He's honestly, I don't think he really cares if he gets in trouble. But I will say at this point, because possibly because he loves Alexia, right? There is some, I can say there's probably some real love there. You know, even though he may play with her a little bit. He's seeing, well, what I've seen from him, especially when Dr. Nicole was talking to him, is that he's shaking in his boots. He's scared because he's about to lose probably the best thing that's probably ever happened to him, right? Now, when you look at it from the other end, Alexia is not the best thing individually because she has a lot of issues, right? She don't know how to put her foot down. She makes it way too easy for him to get away with stuff. Like, that man gonna keep that condo. He ain't giving that thing away. He can tell you all he wants that he's gonna give it away, but he's not. He might just put it in somebody else's name, but it's still his. Let's see. Because we all know how men are when they playing and manipulating, and they know when they're getting over on somebody. The problem is nobody holds them accountable for anything. And I'm pretty sure the people around him let him get away with murder, or they agree with everything he's doing. They just laugh at it and they go on to the next thing. But let me stick with him and Kai. So he now when it comes to Kai, it's two things for her. She knew what she signed up for, number one, right? Number two, feelings are real. We're all human. I'm sure he was saying a lot of stuff to her, like she mentioned. He was saying a lot, and they had sex on top of that. So it makes the bond a lot more stronger. And she probably felt as though she had some kind of entitlement to him. Why? I don't know. You're not entitled to anybody. But based on some of the things he said to her in private, she probably felt like she had a step up in this game, right? And so she thought she could probably leave with him. But that's not how it works. You're not going to make this man leave the woman he's been with for 14 years, especially when he been getting away with murder for so long, right? And on the other side, like I said, Kai does have feelings. So when you tell a woman certain things, she may be prone to believing it if she feels as though she may have a leg up in the situation. But I don't think she realized who she was dealing with. And Darian knows how to pull back as soon as he wants to. It took him 10 days to call her, right? Honestly, I don't even think he would have spoke to her if Dr. Nicole didn't say, go speak with her. Because we've all been there with a guy who he'll just ghost you. That's pretty much what he did to her. And so, yeah, I mean, Darian is in trouble. And based on that trailer, Alexia is tired. Now, whether she decides to do work on herself if she decides to break up with him is up to her. But she's probably tired of just being with him because she's tired of the same thing over and over again.
I'm hearing you on that. Good reading there again, Brittany. Thank you very much. Good reading. Ray, you wanted to jump in. Go for it.
First of all, can we just talk about how Kai be grubbing? I know I be grubbing on this panel here, but don't she be grubbing? She had that shrimp. She like took the hot water. She like put her full soup in there. She was like, yo, if I'm gonna be on this show, I'm gonna make sure I get my meal in and my drink. She was sipping on her ice. I like that girl. I like Kai. Look, there's nobody to blame. Everybody here is playing their part. And this is why Alexia was so upset that he was going on so many dates, because she knew he was going to cheat her. Nobody can tell me that Alexia didn't know. She knew it in the depths of her spirit, in the depths of her core. This is why I say she's the beginning and the end of her experience. Yes. I mean, I feel for Alexia, but I don't feel, like, oh my goodness, like, oh my God, oh, she's a victim. Absolutely not. She knows exactly what's going on. Kai knows exactly what's going on. And let me tell you something. I don't know who this Chris guy is or this Paige woman is. I hear a lot about these two. A man will sleep with you and not like you. A man will sleep with you to see if he likes you. Uh-huh. And in this case, I think also a man will sleep with you as a release. You see what I'm saying? He might want to be in this relationship with Alexia. Alexia's his rock. But when it gets tough, when he wants a different flavor, then he'll go and he'll taste and he'll have another release, right? And then he'll want to go back to Alexia. So this is just real life. These are, couples live this way. Couples have been in relationships for 40 years and their husband goes out and cheats, releases, comes back. And also remember this, the moment a dude starts to feel pressure, because I told you guys, he's a low level player. He's at level 101. But for Alexia, she doesn't realize he's level 101. Kai is level 105, okay? Kai is up here level 5. She's not taking his game. He can't play it. It's not going on her. It's not working. And that is why she became a liability and he dropped her too. And I'm sure he's had many women along the way and he's dropped them along the way. He squeezed them like a lemon and threw them in the garbage. So look, I don't feel bad for any of them. They're all playing their part. And I just hope that Alexia walks away once and for all.
A reading of sorts, right? I hear you. Okay, I hear you. All right. Let me get Essence. You're my far right, so go for it. What's your thoughts, Essence?
I don't know. I think that Kai, she wouldn't be a liability if Darian did the smartest thing for himself, which is release himself from that relationship. If this is the life that he wants to live, the high rise condo life where he gets to talk to who he wants, sleep with who he wants, and just move like a single man. He has all of the kids that he probably should have in this lifetime. He wants to just date whoever he wants to date, and he should be able to do that. But the responsible thing to do is to release yourself from the relationship so that you're not hurting someone while you're doing that. Kai, I'm not, no judgments for Kai, honestly. The only thing I can say for Kai is that I wish she had a little bit more respect for his relationship. When she said, you should have tried to sneak away maybe, or try to get away so you can give me a call, or it's just not a lot of respect for that relationship. And then it makes me believe maybe she doesn't have that respect for herself. It's a reflection of how she feels about herself. But I just think that I just agree with Ray. Like, he's so level one, he's so late, he's so tired that he doesn't have the capacity to be a manipulator to me. Like, because anybody could see it, I would think. I mean, we all know what he's doing is so clear. Anybody can see this. So yeah, he wanted to drop Kai because it got too hot. But like I said, it wouldn't be too hot if he would just do the smartest thing and just leave his relationship, and you can move how you want to move. No love lost. So that's all I got for Darian. He's just late.
I hear you on that, Essence. I hear that. Drew, what are you saying? Talk to me.
Okay, so for me in this case, I learned a lot about Kai from this conversation. What I want to say first and foremost is that I genuinely do believe that women who go out of their way to be with someone else's mate, they are attempting to replicate a pain that they are feeling on that person's mate. So, unfortunately, in such a scenario, the wife or the girlfriend becomes collateral damage. And usually, I would feel sorry for that person. But in this case, I think Kai is a punishment that Alexia needs. So, in a way, she has helped Alexia because I think she needs to see this clearly for herself within the confines of a whole show. So you knew you were on television. You knew this was possibly going to come out, and that alone didn't stop you. Darian needs some of Sean, and Sean needs some of Darian because it's the audacity for me. Like, you're so brazen that you're on a television show where this can come out, and you still went ahead and went all the way. You're out here busting down walls, busting it open on TV. No, sir. No, sir, Bob. So he has no respect. And she equally has no respect. So I think they both need to come on stage, and I need to split the trophy in two and hand each of them a half. Because for me, she went out of her way to be disrespectful, and in the long run ended up playing herself. So remember when she came on and she says that, oh, she's not a side chick. Yes, you are, ma'am. Yes, you are. Come and collect your side chick award in addition to your disrespectful award. Yes, you are. Because what? You're asking him to come and creep to speak to you. You came on the show, you knew he had a girlfriend of 14 years, and you still slept with him, and now you have the audacity to sit here smacking all loud, by the way, asking, why didn't you call me? Why didn't you think about my feelings? He's not obligated to think about your feelings. You are no one. Unfortunately, you were just a pleasure chest, and now that he has had fun with you, he is done. And I think he's also doing it because she became a bit demanding. Last episode, she wanted to know what's her position. What do you mean, ma'am? What do you mean, what is your position? Side chick. Do we need to spell it out for her? Listen, go sit down somewhere. They're both disrespectful. It's a no for me.
Another reading. Thank you. Appreciate that. Recreated by Bree. What's your thoughts, man? Let me ask a question. Girl code? Does Kai owe girl code to Alexia?
That's a good question. She just owes respect. It's not even about girl code. It's just about respecting the boundaries of someone else's relationship. However, she doesn't owe Alexia anything because she's not in a relationship with Alexia. Darian owes that to her. It's just a respect thing. You just respect someone's relationship. Darian is definitely the one to blame in this because you're feeding two women a bunch of lies, and God only knows what he's telling Kai to make her even think that she has some type of position in his life. And I said this from the first episode, well, from the time that Kai came on the episode, that there's just something off with her. And I just knew something was going to happen with her. I didn't think this was, but it's just something about her that is just completely, it rubs me the wrong way with her. And to me, it almost seems like she's spiteful. Like she was determined. She knew the cameras were going to be there. And she's like, oh, I'm going to lay all of this out. And Darian undermined her. He thought he could keep this on the low. But as we all know, she definitely kind of played Darian in the long run because he probably will end up losing his relationship with Alexia. We don't know, but it's a possibility. I am interested to see more of that conversation. I don't know why OWN completely like cut that off. Like you had us on a cliffhanger all from last week, and then you show us this little bitty clip, and now we still got to find out more next week. But that's a side note. But Kai and Darian, I think they're probably together right now from certain things that we've seen on the internet. Kai is no victim. I don't know who she thinks she is demanding anything, and why did it take you 10 days to respond to me? And honestly, I think Darian kind of may have developed a little bit of feelings for her. That I don't know. I just kind of, that's just me. I kind of think he kind of is feeling her a lot more than he thought he could. And he probably thought, oh, she's just a fling, but I think there's more to it. And so I'm interested to find out. With Alexia, I do have empathy for her because, you know, that's horrible to be cheated on. No one wants to be in that predicament and feel that way. But in a way, if you would have left him a long time ago, you wouldn't even be in this situation, and you just need to let it go. He's not good for you. You know he's not good for you. He knows he's not good for you. Kai knows he's not good for you. So I need her to get it together and to completely leave him. I don't want to hear, baby, please, I'm sorry. Can you take me back next week? And okay, Darian, no. She really needs to run as fast as she can away from him because it's only going to get worse. He's already shown you who he is. And Kai's not the first woman he's cheated on you with. And you know that yourself deep down inside. And that's part of why you probably want to get rid of that condo. But that's neither here nor there. So Darian is definitely to blame. Kai needs to take responsibility, but she does not owe Alexia anything. I don't think it really has to deal with girl code. I just think it's a respect thing.
Totally hear that. Sean, you wanted to jump in, to jump in and give your few pences out here. Go for it, sir.
Sure. So I think me and Drew are operating on the same frequency across the waves of the ocean. Me and you are locked in sync tonight because there is nothing Kai owes anybody, right? Her outcomes are her own. I'm not saying she's right for how she's moving, but she don't owe Alexia nothing. She came on this show. The whole premise of the show is to date somebody else that's in a relationship and see where it goes. Well, she did that, and she did it a little too well because she saw where it went all the way, right? From what we're seeing. And I think we should be thanking her because I'm hoping, I'm praying for my girl Alexa out there that this is the sign. This level of disrespect is what she needed to see because everything that has happened has been because Darian gave Kai all this information, because he gave Kai the impression that Alexia was so intimidated by her. You know, every time they went on dates, all he's doing is giving Kai all this information, which just puffs her up. So at the end of the day, she's like a hot air balloon, right? So she's just overinflated. But who did that? She didn't get there by herself. It's Darian. So he's the one in the relationship. He's the one moving crazy, singing sweet nothings. Don't get it twisted, Bree. Darian don't care nothing about Kai. She's a means to an end. She made him feel good. She was an outlet for him, a separation for him to make him feel like he was the man. That's all she was because he didn't even want to have that meeting with her. He was just ready to move it along until Dr. Nicole came, pressed that button, and was like, no, you need to have a meeting. And he kept trying to downplay it. Let's call it closure. Nah, bro, you're trying to sidestep it. And even in his confessional, he was like, I know she's going to blow up. I know she's gonna blow up, because he knew how the sweet nothings he was saying to her were all lies, and that she was gonna implode as soon as they had that conversation. He knew what was coming for him. He knew what smoke he was about to get, because he's moving crazy. Now, if Alexia sees everything as it plays out and she still stays with him, I bid her adieu. I wish her grace and peace, because I don't know what you need to see in order to see the light. You just, maybe you just don't want to see the light, right? You're so focused on being right, and that happens in relationships. And I've seen it, and I've done it too. You get so focused on being right, you're losing sight of what's really at stake here. You want to be right, you want to be the victor, you want to come out the champion, but what are you walking away with? What's on your champion ring? Dust. Because what are you hoping and wishing for, praying for smoke from? Kai did you a favor, sis. I hope you DM her and thank her for exposing him to really be the same person that you always knew he was, which was smoke, dust, nothing. So I hope you thank her. Don't crucify her. Thank her for exposing him for who he is. That's where I'm at.
God damn. Sorry, Lord. Yes. Some bullets were in the chamber here, bro. I still smell the gunpowder. All right. Chef J, talk to me.
Let's give it a second to let the smoke clear, or the dust, as Sean has put it. Well said, brother. Well said. Yeah, I'm going to go with the fact that Darren is the all-time villain in this here situation, because he's playing both women. We have no clue of what he's been telling Kai on his secret phone calls that he's been sneaking away. I know y'all was like up here saying that she's telling him to sneak away, but he's been doing that. She's mentioned that he's been finding his alone time so he can have a conversation with Kai. So we don't know what he's been telling her in those moments and stuff like that. He's been telling her openly all of these other things that we have seen, how she's so beautiful that she intimidates Alexia and all of this stuff like that. So it's no telling what other gaslighting stuff he's been saying to her in the background or whatnot, and things like that. But I'm going to really go with the fact that he's the villain in this because of the guilty spirit that he came in there with. Okay. If you didn't have a problem with what you did, you wouldn't have a problem telling either one of them women what you did. But you want to keep a secret from Alexia. So you want to hurry up and cut it off. And then when Dr. Nicole said, no, that's not what we're going to do. You're going to give this woman the respect to cut it off in her face. You was kind of like, Then when you got to go cut it off in her face and she blasts you, you back to the Like, bro, you knew what you did. You try to ghost this woman for 10 days and hope that the 10 days will go to 20 days and the 20 days go to another 30 days. And you would have ghosted her as long as you can. Yeah, you would have got rid of the condo so she wouldn't have your address anymore. So she can't find you. Like, let's be honest. You would have did anything right now. Unfortunately, she got the house address because she came to your house already. So she can pop up there on Alexia anytime she wants to. So you played yourself really in this whole situation because you knew you was dealing with a girl that was already outspoken. So the fact that you want to have this whole situation in the background with her was stupid on your part in the first place because she wasn't the one for that type of relationship. So that's what you get for thinking that you can have your cake, party, ice cream, all the friends be there and stuff like that at this whole situation, and Alexia still be there in the background for you. I'm glad it blew up in your face or whatnot. And I'm glad Kai is the one who brought it to you because somebody needed to. Because you're going to keep trying to lie your way out of all situations. Oh, you didn't see me at the condo with somebody. You didn't see. Well, here's her proof now. She's seen you on TV with everybody else. Thank you. I'm sorry, Alexia, that it had to go down this way. But hey, you needed your sign. Here it is. Okay, baby girl. Just move on or whatnot. But stop playing. Like you sitting here talking about I was waiting for the right time to tell you. No, you wasn't going to wait at any time to talk to her and tell her anything. Production and Dr. Nicole made you do this. Otherwise, you would have been happy going along and getting along with Alexia. And then to have the nerves to sit there in your confessional and say that anything that causes a war in my house, I'm cutting it off. Brother, you should have cut yourself off a long time ago. Because if that's the case, you've been blowing up spot all day long, every chance you got with this girl for 14 years. Because one thing is for sure, a man he knows when he wants to marry somebody. So if you wanted to marry this girl, you wanted to be in a long haul with this girl and stuff like that, you would have went down that road with her. But as long as she was cool with letting you do what you do and you say whatever it is, and she has trust in you so you can get away with whatever it is that you want to get away with, it was okay. Now the wool is coming from over her eyes. And now everything is a problem. Now you got to ship up and shape up and stuff like that. Like, bro, no, it's too late. Just ship out. Package yourself up and go ahead and just ship yourself out. Like, get out of this girl's life. Let her be. Stop bringing destruction wherever you go. Once again, you have a daughter. At least one that we know of. So you're setting example for what your daughter is going to be looking up to date. You are a father, man. You are the first person that little girl is supposed to love. So is this an example that you're giving her? You don't want better for your child than you have for yourself? Because see, your grandmother and them, you weren't their responsibility. So whatever they showed you, you were just a casualty too. But you could have still showed your daughter better. You could still give her better. But this is not what you're choosing to do. So I don't like I say, you got what you deserve. You played villain or whatnot. And unfortunately, Kai happens to be your accomplice that decided to get the plea deal and snitch on you. So peace. Enjoy your time.
A reading from Chef J. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Tough. It's J Dubs. What's your thoughts, man?
My thoughts on Darian and Kai, they just played their parts. And it was really, I would call it a force by production. If you look back, what other person in the couples denied another date and was re-asked, do they still want to go on another date? And after saying no twice, demanding that you go on a closure meeting. So this is something that was formulated and it just had to be put out there because there's a lot we don't see, and production knows that type of relationship that they had, that they were inappropriate, because we kind of skimmed over it. It was a time a couple of shows before when Darian and Alexia were having an argument with Dr. Nicole, and she was saying, and Alexia was saying that Darian didn't come home, and she didn't know where he was. So production knows about they were creeping, and they had to bring that out because they're the stars of the show. So I don't call it as fault. They was just playing their parts, and we're here talking about it. The whole internet is talking about it, and it worked. So that's where I'm at.
Totally hear that, AJ. Though, thank you very much, man. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I think I was actually surprised to see it on the Shade Room. Right when I shot on the Shade Room, I said, "Hold on a minute, this has made it to the Shade Room," and I realized, this is production's way of trying to spice up the show. More than likely, just trying to. That's what I said. That's what I said. They sent Kai there on an assignment. They probably didn't realize how great she would be. They knew she'd be forward. They knew that she'd be, someone who would try and try her hand, but probably didn't realize how much success she would actually get on her assignment. Okay, and she's completed the task and passed, unfortunately, flying colors. And taken a man and they've had sex. This is like gold dust for anybody who's a producer. This stuff here they are drooling over. Like, man's literally got the plate there and the mouth is drooling on the plate, because it's like you've given us absolute meat to a table, drama, and we didn't have to even force it. We don't even edit it out. You've given us drama free. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? So Yeah, Kai is coming there, and unfortunately, yeah, she's done what she's done. I mean, obviously, she's got responsibility to herself in terms of her own ethics and moral code, and also as well, if she is looking for a relationship, this is not the way to go about it. I've said this before. She owes Alexia nothing. I know some people say that obviously we have a responsibility towards other human beings. Absolutely, we do, but we don't all think that way. So you're gonna have to get out that thought process. That's just life. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have to lock our doors, but we do, because people don't respect the doors that you have. They people don't respect your house. They don't respect you. So that's unfortunate. But I think we need to. I think that's where Kai will have to do some work on herself. As to, again, I will say this very, very clearly. I don't care how much production told you, go for it, go after it. If you like it, go for it. No matter how much they encouraged you to go after this, you had a choice to make, and you made a choice. You know what I'm saying? Contractually, they never told you to go out there and sleep with a man. So in that case, you made a choice and a decision. And any kind of dissuasion from that by saying, "Oh, I was, production kind of pushed me into this, and I ended up." No, 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 sis. You gotta have to take responsibility for your action in that regard. That's what you owe yourself. You don't owe that to us, but you owe that to yourself. And I would say as well that she's come into a position where she might not like it, but it's a side chick position. Yeah, you are not the main. You know what I mean? Unless you knock off Alexia completely and she's out of the picture, where she's not out of the picture because my man's gone back to her, then you are never the main. You are always the side, okay? Just like coleslaw is to chicken and chips. That's UK stuff around here. You are always the side. The beans to the chicken and chips. You're the beans. You're the coleslaw. You're the gravy. Listen, you ain't the main, because the main is still around. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a beef, but it's something to just kind of. I think she needs to self-reflect on that, and I think that's where she'll have to sit down with herself and actually speak to herself. Darren did a number on her. I'll be honest with you. I have a feeling this boy sweetened her up, just gave her just delightful bars here and there about how he potentially will probably leave Lex. I don't want Lex anymore. Blah blah blah. All this nonsense. But sis, you fell for it. You should have waited to let the dust settle, let the gunpowder rest, you know what I mean, and then made a move. But instead, you've made one prematurely, and it's a lesson you're going to have to learn, right? It's a lesson you have to learn. But, I mean, they may be together, because we did see that we saw, I don't know if I showed you the video though, where they were doing a little bit, they looked comfy. He posted it up on his Instagram. He looks very comfy at the time. He took it down, but they're looking very comfy somewhere, wherever they were. People wearing bikinis, and he was half naked chested. I said, well, it is what it is. Okay, let me get. Is anyone else want to add? Sorry, does anybody want to add as the last thing? I think Brittany. Sorry, I think I took you said you wanted to add from the last question. I think I didn't give you another chance to answer. You want to add? Go for it.
I don't remember what I had to say. I think it had to do with that question anyway. So.
Oh, okay. My bad. I don't think I have any other questions around their relation in terms of Darren and Kai. But what I want to ask maybe the panel is, what is a disrespect of Kai's behavior? Let's outline that. So hopefully, because she might be watching this. So where is the disrespect of Kai's behavior? Right? Because she might be seeing it as, I did my role, I played my part, I did my thing. Why y'all saying I'm disrespectful? So let's try to outline that for her so she can see that and understand it. You feel me? Okay. Let me go to Ray, because you're my bottom first. Go for it, Ray. What is the disrespectful part, if you would believe there is even disrespect that she's done towards this particular situation? Oh, sorry, you're mute. Go for it.
Okay, so sorry y'all, but I don't feel like she's disrespected Alexia. Let me tell you why. Dr. Nicole said it from the beginning. She said, look, guys, we are not going to have these rules that you all have written down. We're going to throw that away. So it puts the couples in a space where they are technically not getting their free pass but the free pass is in front of their face. Does that make sense? And for me, this may be a non-popular opinion, but she did not disrespect Alexia. Someone said in another panel, I thought it was a great point. The ones who disrespect the relationship is Darian to me, and also Alexis disrespecting herself. The relationship within herself she's disrespecting that. So Kai, I know people don't like to hear that she's playing the role, but she's playing the role. I know you may think, oh, if production is pushing her, she should need to take responsibility for herself. This dating world is a jungle, and people are out here in these streets doing what they want to do. And if your partner doesn't have enough, integrity or moral compass to set himself straight, then I don't know what to tell you. But a woman doesn't even have to do anything. She can have a big booty and a small waist and a nice chest and nice hair, and she can be dark skinned, have beautiful skin. It doesn't matter. A dude will look at her and be checking her down. Okay, so you knew who Darian was. You knew who he is. You know who he is. You know who he was. I'm tired of all the excuses. I'm tired of all the blame. Kai did what she was supposed to do. And I'm sorry to say, this is a competition. This is real life. This is a game. Real life is game. Real life is competition. It's mad in these streets. And either you're in it to win or you're in it to lose. It's that simple. So for me, Kai ain't doing anything wrong. Sorry, y'all. She ain't do nothing wrong. She did what she was supposed to do.
Ray setting pace. Okay. I hear you. Does anybody have an opposing view to that? Okay, Sean has an opposing view. Oh God.
Oh God. Let me hold on.
It's only because it's Ray. It's only because it's Ray, and because she made it one whole segment without talking about she from the streets. So I had to, I had to use that. So I will say, and I saw it in the chat, and I agree. She's being disrespectful to herself. She don't owe anybody anything, right? And I think my dog is being disrespectful right now, but. She owes nothing to anybody on this show, right? Her and Alexia don't know each other from a hole in the wall, right? So she is just being disrespectful if she's expecting different outcomes. The way she was so braggadocious, talking about I'm not the help. See, look at this body, right? She came off too cocky, too quick, too fast. So she again showed all her cards and was looking for somebody to she was hoping and thinking that Darian was going to validate her and choose her. So that was where she just was disrespecting herself, because you should have let the hand play out and see where things went, and I guess she thought that the sex that they had, according to her, was going to be the thing that sealed the deal and the thing that snatched her away from, snatched Darian away from Alexia. But at the end of the day, she did everything that she said she wasn't, right? She said, I'm not the side piece. You were. It's a tasty side piece, right? I'll give him that. Darian, that was a tasty side piece that you chose, but at the end of the day, she's not the main course. And she set herself up if she really thought that she was going to end having a full-blown relationship. And look, granted, she might get him at the end of this show, but how long is that going to last? How long is that going to last? I don't think it's going to last very long, because the leopard don't change its spots. Smoke's going to be smoking, and on to the next.
Appreciate. Brittany, what are you saying?
Same sentiments as Miss Ray, and I agree with Sean in the chat as well. I will say this, like I said earlier, Kai played a role. Sis understood the assignment, and she executed. Now, she went wrong where she just represented herself terribly on television. I mean, y'all knew from the day I pulled out the Bible and I said who she was. And I hit that scripture. Like she came in there thinking that she was about to get this man. And I know she was leading with her vagina because she thought the sex was going to keep him. I mean, when are people going to learn? Well, women, that lead themselves in the way that she does, that sex ain't gonna keep no man. A man gonna do what he wanna do when he wanna do it and how he wants to do it. Period. End of story. You ain't never gonna make a man change the decision that he wants to make when it comes to anything he wants to do, because half the time he thinking with his penis. So clearly Darian is thinking with that. Because he wasn't thinking right when he thought that he was gonna get away with not having to close things up with Miss Kai, right? So he thought he was good. Nope. And Kai came in there with the bomb and dropped it. I don't feel bad for anybody in the situation, honestly. So you got to protect your feelings at the end of the day, because there's always a chance that you're not going to get what you want at the end of the day. And I don't know why Kai thought she was going to take a man from that's been with a woman for 14 years. Clearly, he got something he likes over there, and he's not leaving. Now, he still might play with you on the side, but he's not leaving her.
Let me ask questions. Let me flip the question slightly. Last season we had Kwame and Ashley. If Kwame had managed to sleep with Ashley, would we have said he was being disrespectful to himself? Let me ask that to someone on the panel. Essence. Oh, you muted yourself. Or do I
That's
yeah, okay.
yeah.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah, if Kwame would have slept with Ashley, I don't think we would have been saying that he disrespected himself, but we should have been saying that. Yes, it is a double standard. And I'm not saying that I don't think that Kai disrespected herself by sleeping with Darren, but she disrespected herself just
Oh, damn. Just as you know, the internet doesn't respect people either. Like, it's just be disrespectful. The internet sometimes. She'll come back. No worries. We'll get her in a second or two. Who hasn't answered? Drew, answer the question for me. Would we be calling Kwame disrespectful if he managed to get Ashley to sleep with him? Oh, sorry, you're on mute, girl. Let me unmute you. Oh, you have to unmute yourself. Sorry, go for it.
I was saying, unfortunately, no, we would not. It's not fair, but it is the state of society today. Unfortunately, women and men, we're not held at the same standard. A woman can do something and will be heavily criticized for it, whereas men will get a pass. That is just how it is. Is it right? No, but it is how it is. That being the case, there are just certain things, at least if you're going to do it, do it on the low. Be a hoe in the shadows. Don't be a hoe in the light where everybody can see what you're doing. I think that's my problem with Kai in terms of when you ask, is she disrespectful? I would say yes, just because she was so brazen with it. Like, no look of shame nor nothing. Just out here, just like, beating her chest. Like, yeah, here I am. I'm here to sleep with your man. I'm here to take your man. So that for me was the issue with her. It's like when Brittany said, boy, she understood the assignment. I agree. But as you said that, I thought about like when you're in uni and there's someone in the class who they know the answer, but they got to be so extra with it. So you can't even stand them. They got to do the ultimate most. That's what Kai reminds me of. Like, the assignment was to test the man. Nobody never said to drop jaws, sleep with him, come back, be brazen, let everybody know what you do. No. No. So that's when she got disrespectful. She did too much.
Appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that point. Recreated by Brie. Is it a problem then, since Drew has highlighted the fact that it's a double standard? Is there a problem then? Because I think someone's even highlighted it. If, like, for instance, let's say Kwame has slept with Ashley, we would be looking at Ashley again. So have we got a problem here? Because as much as it's a double standard, it seems like we are going to be consistently looking at the woman as the issue, regardless. So Ashley would have been in the one relationship, but we probably would have ended up looking at Ashley like, Ashley, what you doing, girl? Right? Rather than looking at the person who's outside. But when it's on this occasion, seemingly we're looking outside at the person who's the woman again, kind of thing. So is there a problem, or should we just accept that it's a double standard? It is what it is and keep it pushing?
Unfortunately, like everyone was saying, it is a double standard. We shouldn't accept it. If that was to happen or anything, Kwame definitely should be held accountable, and he would be disrespectful in that sense. But like everyone was saying, in our society, they would be looking at Ashley like, how could you do this? It's unfortunate. And we do need to get out of that mindset because they're all adults and they all make their own decisions and they have to live with the consequences. So, unfortunately, yes, we'd be looking at Ashley more than Kwame. But I think individually, for me, I would be saying that he's disrespectful, regardless of what society's saying. You're wrong for that. You know, she has a man. You shouldn't be doing that. And that goes for Kai as well. Like, you're just disrespectful. Like, you're just disrespecting someone's relationship. Because if you think about it, do unto others as you want done to you. Would you want somebody doing that to you if you're in a relationship with someone? No, you wouldn't. So, yeah, she doesn't owe Alexi anything, like I said and how others said, but you always want to look at that. Would you want that done to you? It doesn't feel good. I don't care how you slice it. You wouldn't like that. So, I think everybody just needs to be held accountable, the person in the relationship and the person that they're stepping out with on the side. So that's my viewpoint.
Fair enough. Fair shout. Fair points. Hear that. Chef J, have I asked you? Have I asked you? You then your go for it, Chef J. Take us away on that question.
Disrespectful. Let's see. I'm gonna go with Ray on this. No, she's not the one who's being disrespectful, because I say this just because the people in the relationship know the boundaries. If it was Ashley and with Kwame, Ashley knew the boundaries of her relationship. Darian knows the boundaries of his relationship, or the boundaries that should be put on his relationship. But he broke all of those boundaries. He broke them when he was telling Kai all the stuff he was telling her. He broke them when he was sneaking away to go ahead and have conversations with her or whatnot. He broke them when he decided that he don't want to sit here and see her anymore. You knew what you were doing, sir. You know the boundaries of your relationship. You might be in an open relationship. We don't know that, but you do. So if you're in that type of relationship, it's not on the other person to be okay or not okay or whatever, what you got going on and stuff like that. You could have been telling Kai that you're in an open relationship. We know you're not, but you know what I'm saying? There's no telling what you're telling this person. So the disrespect comes with the party that's involved in the relationship, because you're not respecting the value and the morals of your own relationship enough to put your foot down and say, you know what, I'm not about to cross this boundary. I'm not about to cross this line with you. And that's all it takes. You could sit here and set whatever bar you want for your relationship. And if you want it to be so low that she could step over it, then that's fine. That's you. So Darian is the one still in this whole thing being disrespectful. You allowed her to disrespect any parts of your relationship so you wouldn't have the blame. And I'm not about to take it off of you. It's going to stay on Darian, because that's what he's been doing all this whole time, is scapegoating and using everybody else as it. Kai even said it in her thing. If it's not me, it's the next person. So you already let Kai know that there's been other people that you've been doing this, being disrespecting your whole relationship with. So at the end of the day, you told her it was okay to be disrespectful to my relationship because I don't even care. So yes, I'm not going to let the foot off of his neck at all. He's the one in the relationship with Alexia. So he's the one who's at fault all day, every day.
Totally hear you. Totally hear you. Good points, man. Good points. I mean, yeah. I mean, to be honest, it's interesting thing. I mean, I personally, again, I think this is my desensitization to this kind of stuff. I think once you've been a bad boy in your past, you kind of see other people that are bad, and you're like, it's not that bad. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger, we were taking girls from man. We didn't care. I want to be honest with you. We didn't care. We didn't respect your relationship. We don't give a hoots. I'm not in your relationship. I owe you nothing. I don't think I'm being disrespectful. At the end of the day, if you want to move mad and you're in a relationship, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Do you know what I mean? I never saw it as disrespectful. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's slightly different though, in the sense of like with Kai, because she can see the person, or in a sense, not when I say see the person, but they're obviously still kind of doing his dates on the side and everything like that. So it's kind of like a close kind of quarters kind of thing. But in the normal sense of things, if you were taking someone from someone else, you don't really tend to, well, I mean, I say that some people do be taking people and they are in the friendship circle or in the same kind of running circles where it happens and stuff. And that's a different conversation, I guess. But, you know, it's, yeah, I can't say. I think I understand where people are saying she is disrespectful because of the brazenness, and I think that's why I brought up the conversation with Kwame, because I was like, if it's just a brazenness, she was just confident enough to say what she said and do what she did. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of confidence she brought to the game. I mean, if I'm taking your girl, if I'm taking your missus, as they say in the UK, if you're taking your missus, I'm not going to come there with slack energy, blood. I'm going to come there with correct energy. I'm going to come there brazen. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming in there like I am the bee's knees. So that's why I was asking about, if that is disrespectful, why is it different for women than it is for men, kind of thing? Because it seems like the men will get away with it. If they do that, it's like, oh, he's uber confident, da 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 da. But when Kai is doing it, it's like, oh no, she's arrogant, she's this, she's that. She just may be really confident about what she's able to do, and she can see the weakness in this man and feels like she can take him. So I think it's an interesting conversation, maybe for another time. Again, you know, we can discuss more of those kind of double standards and stuff like that. But yeah, we've come to the end, I think, of our conversation for this episode. I guess I want to get everybody's final statements, because I know Locked and Loaded loves a final statement. This guy will be preparing executional end statements, bruv. Yeah, this guy's got eulogies, so we want to give him the time and the space to do so correctly. I'm gonna let him go last, even, so he can send us off on our merry way and get our offering going. You know what I'm saying? So, recreated by Bree, if you can give us your your final thoughts on episode 7.
Final thoughts. LaRonda and Sean, if you're not going to bring it next week, can y'all just get off the show and just go be together? Because LaRonda's not leaving, and neither is Sean. He's made that clear the last 2 to 3 episodes. He wants to be with LaRonda. So if I don't see anything interesting next week and you just do not seem interested in your dates, the both of you, just please get off my screen because I'm tired of it. Eric and Jessica, I just really want to see growth from the both of you. It's not just Jessica, it's Eric too. I really need to see growth and development in your relationship together and separately. If not, the same with you guys. Either go out on your dates, don't do the back and forth, and just really see, hey, maybe this person might be a better fit for me. So it's either you're going to really explore that or you're going to really work on your relationship. And then lastly, for Alexia and Darian, I need Alexia to run as fast as she can. I don't want to hear that you might work it out with him or you're thinking about, I don't want to hear any of that, because then I'm going to really go off on you. I've been really patient with you the past few weeks, but you're going to get it from me if you do. And Darian, you can just go kick rocks somewhere. You're just not going to do right. So there's no point in even saying anything more. So that's my final thoughts.
Appreciate that, recreated by Bree. Drew, what's your final thoughts, man?
In respect to Jessica and Eric, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and conclude that these two are not the right fit for each other. I'm no relationship expert, but it seems like they're just at different stages and places in life, and obviously they cannot get what they need from each other. And I'm not understanding why at this age we're forcing a relationship. It's time to move on. In terms of Shauna and LaRonda, I do agree with Bree. These two are dragging their feet. They don't seem very interested in the dates. And for me, it's very clear that they're not going to leave each other, especially Sean. The man doesn't even want to go on dates, let alone to leave LaRonda totally. Oh no, that's his meal ticket. Where's he going? He ain't leaving. And then for Darian and Alexia, I'm tired. Okay? Like, I'm very tired. Like, these two, it's either they need to just make a decision. I feel more than anybody else, these two just need to come to a conclusive decision. The the only good thing about Darian that I have noticed is he doesn't necessarily lie, because he's saying everything that he is feeling. It's just that Alexia is interpreting things based on what she wants to hear. He has said in more than enough ways that he does not want to be married, and ultimately, if she wants to be married, that's everything we need to know. So I think it's time to cut her losses and take a step away from this relationship.
Appreciate you, Drew. Appreciate you. Chef J.
Sean and LaRonda. You give me nothing, I give you nothing. I don't know what to tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? Sean, I commend you for, understanding yourself a little bit more this week and trying to understand her perspective by going out on the second date. So, if that's true, I give you that or whatnot. Otherwise, I really have nothing for you two. Jess and Eric, I'm going to say it again, like I've always been saying it: counseling, therapy, coaching, whatever it is, individually and together. I think you guys do have a shot to make it or whatnot. I just think you guys need to learn how to communicate better with each other. Like when he says one thing, you do not say something else or whatnot. Jess, you definitely got to heal those childhood traumas, because those are leaking out into like all of your relationships, and you have daughters. So that's also going to spill over to your children too. So you want to heal for your children or whatnot. And so that's where I'm gonna go with that on you guys. You guys just need counseling, period, and stuff. Darian and Alexia, just go your separate ways, dude. Like, seriously, you've been wasting each other's time all this time or whatnot. There's something better out there if you guys would just let go. You can't grasp onto nothing else because you keep holding on to the same thing. So it makes no sense. You're just running into a wall at this point right now, and it makes absolutely no sense. So just let go so you can receive what's for you.
Hallelujah. Thank you very much, Chef J. Brittany.
Okay. I don't have anything to say for the other two couples, but I'll just say this. Kai is a blessing in disguise for Alexia. Darian knew he was playing with fire from the beginning. Kai said not today. The Jezebel spirit influencing Kai didn't get what she wanted, so she dropped the sex bomb, and cheers to closure. That's all I got.
Short and sweet like cinnamon. I hear ya. Appreciate ya. Sugar Ray. Red card, I feel you.
Dating is not easy. Being in a couple, is not easy. And I just wish all the best with Eric and Jessica, and with Sean and LaRonda, and even with Alexia and Darian. For me, on a deeper level, Darian is Alexia's teacher, right? We say Kai is Alexia's teacher, but no, Darian is Alexia's teacher. And the universe, God, whatever you believe with, has given Alexia this privilege, this gift to be taught. Will she learn the lesson? Will she pay attention? Will she do the homework? That is the question. But otherwise, I wish them all the best, and I'm really excited to see where they all end up. And thanks as always, Kojo, for having me. It's really great. Thank you.
Never a problem. Never a problem. Appreciate you, Sugar Ray. And now we are coming to the benediction. We want to everybody rise to their feet as we go into the benediction with our OG locked and loaded.
So I heard out there that a couple of folks were feeling my song endings, right? So I got some songs for each couple tonight. And for some of the couples, we got a couple of songs. So hopefully this sums it up. So for Eric and Jessica, I got Pretty Girl Rock by Kerry Hilson. We just, let's get over the superficial. We know you're gorgeous. We know you're beautiful. Just work on your depth, sis. And if you really want this relationship, I really think they stand a chance. They can work through it. So but she gotta find another tune, find the depth. Smoke and Alexa, they got several songs. So first, Love and War by Tamar Braxton. These two are going at it, and it's a catastrophe. But the song I really got, and this is for Alexa, Help by Erica Campbell. I got to throw a gospel number in there for you, sis. Please listen to the words of that song, help you get out of this situation, help you see the value in yourself, help you to know yourself, to know what you deserve, to know that you are better than this, to know that you deserve to be loved, and to get all those things that are important in a relationship. So that's for her. Sean and LaRonda, you know what? I think these two can make it if they want to. The song I have for them is a little more joking, right? So it's Mama by Boys to Men. Cause if that boy don't do nothing else, he gonna love LaRonda like his mama. And she gonna treat him like her son. So if that's the dynamic they want, great. If they want something else, I'm hoping that they will get some growth and learn to have better relationship dynamics in this particular situation.
Thank you very much, Locked and Loaded, for that benediction. Guys, we have reached the end of service. So we appreciate you guys coming through, showing out. We had record numbers today. We had over 920 of you join today. Crazy. So, we appreciate the love that you guys are shelling out. And obviously you guys are loving the content as well. So much appreciation to the super panelists as well who joined and spoke with wisdom and spoke with truth and intelligence, love and respect. So I appreciate you panelists for doing that as well. Audience members, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of the uploads as well. And who has a channel here? I always ask this question before we go, so people are just reminded. Shoot, you might even have a cash app. Listen, I see people out here want to be donating to you people. Listen, I'll be real with you. So, if you have a cash app, maybe you need to share that because people need to know where they can donate, what I'm saying, to you guys as well. So, I don't have a cash app, but if you guys have a cash app, listen, you must say it now or don't forever hold your peace out here. You know what I'm saying? You should let them know where they can donate and support your great work. But Ray, do you want to let them know where what your YouTube is and where they can find you?
So my YouTube is Ray Agwe, and you can find me also on Instagram and Facebook. And basically, as a Brooklyn girl living in Paris, as a singer, dancer, actress, what my life is like here, and interviewing and meeting other artists and watching them as they pursue happiness and freedom through their artistry. So join me over there. I'd love to have you.
We appreciate you. The notes too. Blessings. Anyone else got like a YouTube or business they want to promote? Listen, it's just the time. This is the time. Drew, go for it.
I just tell everyone what I tell them every week. I'm at Drew Whiten on all platforms. I'm also here on YouTube. I started by documenting my experiences in Germany, but I also do reviews as well. So you can go over there and check me out and talk to me in the comments. Talk to me nice, talk to me nice.
Talk to me nice. Yes, that's it. For fair. Yeah, we'll love it. Anyone else I want to share?
Me.
Go for it, Brittany.
So I bead in rhinestone bottles and different things. So y'all see this cup?
Oh, okay.
It's a red Solo cup. I bead these. So if anybody wants to put it in orders, anybody. I had to get creative over the pandemic to make some extra money, okay?
I like that.
All right?
Okay.
But these are selling like hotcakes because, they're red Solo cups. So it's not plastic. It's like hard melamine plastic. So you can hand wash them. They're reusable cups. So if anybody wants to purchase, you can go to my Instagram. It's called Sparkle and Ice. I'll put it in the chat so everybody can get to it.
Beautiful, yeah. And I guess you guys can send it to me, and I can put it in the description box as well, so you can find it later on as well. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you very much, Brittany. Anyone else?
Thank you.
Recreated by Bree, you got something? Okay, then recreated by Bree and Chef Jay. Go for it.
I'm on all platforms. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all under recreated_Bree. So you can check me out if you like.
Okay, beautiful. Appreciate recovery. Thank you, Chef J.
Yep, YouTube channel is coming real soon, so y'all stay aware for that. It's called On the Table. So we'll be doing different type of things, discussions like we've been having tonight, just trying to be better as a people. Also, you can follow me on either of my platforms on Instagram. I got J underscore the underscore chef. So you can follow that one, or you can follow me on the Sexy Tomboy. So either one, you can get my lifestyle, or you can you can get my food. You can see the food and stuff. I got to post some more pictures of the stuff I've been doing lately. So y'all just bear with me. I've been in the kitchen too much.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Blessings, Chef. Appreciate you. Sean, do you have anything you want to promote?
I know I'm getting tired of hearing myself say it, but YouTube channel coming soon. And you can follow me on all platforms, Sean Davis 120 on IG, Facebook, you name it. That's where you can find me. I'm open to great conversations, dialogue, social, pop culture, all that good stuff. Glad to be on the channel, and another great night as usual, Kojo.
No, appreciate you guys, man. Super Panels, thank you so much, man. You killed the conversation today. I knew it was gonna be a good one, but y'all brought extra smoke, and I appreciate that, man. And in a respectful and educative way as well. So much love and appreciation to you guys. Audience members, thank you again once more. We'll be back here on Thursday night for Married at First Sight Live. And again on Saturday for Put a Ring on It. And like I said, we'll have a special, hopefully this will go through. We'll have a special interview on Monday, okay? With a little something, someone, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, fingers crossed this goes through, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll see. So turn up on Monday, I believe it's 6 p.m. CST, so we'll have a time for you guys specifically. I'll pull up a link on my channel so you'll see it there as well. But guys, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads, and we're gonna see you again soon. We're gonna go out with a little outro, baby.
Black, you know what time it is.